Chapter 9:13. Zhao Si didn't give Lu Lei any pressure. Take your time to think about it. I think it's a good idea for you to marry Xiao Hong. Okay, the two of them arrived in front of Zhao Si's house. Zhao Si called Lu Lei over because he wanted to renovate the wall of his house. Because the wall was neglected, some of the walls had collapsed. If it continued like this, the wall wouldn't last long. After renovating, it could last for a few years. When Zhao Si came back, he greeted Nian Shi. Nian ignored Zhao Si. Zhao Si was puzzled. Why did Nian ignore him? In the past, when he came back, Nian would stick to him passionately. Zhao Si glanced at Nian and found that Nian's eyes were red. He asked, "What's wrong, Qin He? Have you cried? Your eyes are red. What's wrong? Did something happen at home? Or did someone bully you?" When Nian met Zhao Si's concerned eyes, she felt even more stifled. She replied coldly to Zhao Si, "You don't have to pretend." Nian's words sounded like a fit of pique. At the same time, she felt jealous in her heart. When she thought that her man had another man in his heart, Nian felt very uncomfortable. After Nian finished speaking, she ran straight into the house, as if she didn't want to talk to Zhao Si. Zhao Si was stunned by Nian's reaction. What's going on here? Why did Mrs. Nian say that out of the blue? Everyone was confused. If it were any other time, Zhao Si would have chased after her and asked. Now that Lu Lei was here, he was too embarrassed to go out. Lu Lei asked with concern, "Zhao Si, what's wrong with sister-in-law?" Zhao Si shook his head and said, "I don't know. Sigh, but it's fine. Sometimes women will mess with you for no reason. Most of the time, you don't even know why they are messing with you." I see. Lu Lei suddenly felt that women were a little scary. Would Xiao Hong mess with him like this when he got married in the future? Actually, it's nothing. It'll be fine soon. Zhao Si saw that Lu Lei was frightened, so he quickly added. Zhao Si was thinking that Lu Lei was not married yet. If he were to tell him that marriage was not a good thing, the trouble with women and family would probably scare Lu Lei into being single for the rest of his life. On the other side, on the third branch's land, several men were still working hard. Compared to Su Yukai and Guo Guizhen, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui appeared to be more lazy. If they were tired, they would sit down and rest. Because Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were the children's uncles, Zhao Wenhua was too embarrassed to say anything. Apart from the fact that the two of them had a lot of time to rest every day, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui worked well. In just a few days, the foundation of their house was almost done. Looking at the situation, it was estimated that it would be faster than he expected. After 2 or 3 days, he could call for other masons to come over and build the house. Su Yukai and Guo Guizhen saw that Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were resting and didn't say anything. They knew very well that Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were the granduncle of the third branch. They couldn't compare to them. They couldn't expect them to enjoy the same treatment as Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui. Apart from Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui, this job was very good. Chapter 9:14. For this reason, if they didn't work hard, they would be letting down Zhao Wenhua's family. People should be content with what they have. Since others were kind to them, they naturally had to be kind in return. Zhao Wenhua saw that Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were resting, so he asked Zhao Tianan to come over and move the stone. At this time, it was buried in the foundation, so Zhao Wenhua couldn't carry it alone. Zhao Tianan heard Zhao Wenhua's call and went over, but his expression didn't look very good, as if he was thinking about something. "Come, Tianan, give me a hand." "Dad can't move it alone," Zhao Wenhua said. "Okay, got it, Dad." Zhao Tianan responded. Zhao Tianan followed Zhao Wenhua's instructions and lifted the stone up. Before it reached the foundation, Zhao Tianan's hands suddenly slipped, and the stone fell heavily. Zhao Tianan couldn't avoid it in time, and the stone fell heavily on Zhao Tianan's foot. "Ah!" Zhao Tianan cried out in pain. Zhao Wenhua saw the situation and his expression suddenly changed. Ah, Tianan, how are you? It hurts. Zhao Tianan gritted his teeth and said. Zhao Wenhua saw that Zhao Tianan's forehead was covered in cold sweat, and it looked quite scary. Zhao Wenhua's heart clenched, and he hurriedly said to Zhao Tianan, Tianan, Dad will help you to the side to rest. Okay. Zhao Tianan responded. After Zhao Tianan rested at the side, he took off his shoes and looked at his feet. The toes in front were directly smashed red, and it looked a bit shocking. It was said that the 10 fingers were connected to the heart, so it was no wonder that he felt pain. Tianan, you rest first. I'll send you back when I'm done with my work. Zhao Yunlong called out. Zhao Tianan smiled slightly. Dad, it's okay. You don't have to worry about me. My injury isn't serious, it's just that my foot is red. My skin isn't broken, and I'm not bleeding either. Where's my mother? Zhao Wenhua nodded. Since the skin was not broken and there was no bleeding, it meant that the situation was not that serious. Zhao Wenhua was relieved. Alright, take a seat first. Yes, father. Zhao Tianan was sitting on a rock. Being exposed to the sun made people feel very uncomfortable. Although they didn't need to work, they were still parched by the sun. The water in the kettle had been finished, and he was waiting for his elder sister to bring more water. Zhao Tianan held his head and shielded it from the sun with his hand. He sighed in his heart. How could he be so unlucky? Ma Xiaofeng's mother had made things difficult for him today, so he probably gave up the idea of marrying Ma Xiaofeng. He really couldn't ask his parents for the 50 taels of silver to marry Ma Xiaofeng. In addition, his parents didn't agree to him and Ma Xiaofeng being together. Even if he asked, his parents probably wouldn't take out the money. Unless he had the ability to earn the 50 taels of silver himself, but was it possible? Ordinary people probably couldn't earn that much in their lifetime. Not to mention that he didn't know anything, how could he earn that much money so easily? It was because he was thinking about this that he was absent-minded when he was moving the rock, and so he smashed his foot. Zhao Tianan became more and more dejected. Forget it, it's better not to think about this. The more I think about it, the more I find trouble for myself. When Zhao Tianan was looking into the distance in a daze, he saw a girl walking over in his line of sight. Chapter 9:15. With just a glance, Zhao Wenhua's attention was deeply attracted by this girl. This girl was none other than Mu Hin. She was carrying a kettle in her hand, and it seemed that she was here to deliver water. However, Mu Hin was delivering water to Zhu Eru, not to his family. After Zhao Tianan had a very strange feeling towards Mu Hin, he was shocked by this feeling in his heart. How could he be like this? He clearly liked Ma Xiaofeng, but he felt that the other girls weren't ordinary either. Zhao Tianan shook his head heavily to get rid of the irritation in his heart. Mu Hin walked to the side of the ground and saw Zhao Tianan resting, so she said to Zhao Tianan, "Are you resting?" Mu Hin just greeted him out of politeness. Zhao Tianan had helped her by sending her back last time. Zhao Tianan nodded. Yes, yes. I'm here to deliver water to my brother-in-law. Mu Hin said to Zhao Tianan with a sweet smile on the corner of her mouth. Although the smile was not very bright, it gave people a refreshing feeling like a daisy. Zhao Tianan looked at her in a daze for a while, then finally came back to his senses and smiled back at Mu Hin. Then go deliver water. It's not urgent. By the way, what's wrong with you? Mu Hin saw Zhao Tianan rubbing his foot and could not help but ask with concern. Zhao Tianan's face flushed a little. It's nothing. It's nothing. I just accidentally hit my foot. It's nothing. Mu Hin's eyes showed a trace of concern. Is that so? Then be careful. Don't hit your foot again. Fortunately, it's nothing serious this time. Yes. By the way, are you thirsty? Mu Hin asked casually when he saw a small crack on Zhao Tianan's lips. Zhao Tianan was indeed very thirsty at this moment. She nodded shyly. Yes, I'm a little thirsty, but I've finished all the water in my house. My elder sister hasn't sent me any water yet. So that's how it is. Then you can drink mine. I have a lot of water in my kettle. My brother-in-law can't drink that much by himself. If it's not enough, I'll go back to get some more and send some over. Hearing Mu Hin's words, Zhao Tianan pursed his dry lips and said to Mu Hin, "Great, thank you so much." Mu Hin smiled and said, "It's nothing. It's just a glass of water. You don't have to be so polite." "Yes, but I still have to thank you." "It's fine." Looking at the faint smile on Mu Hin's lips, it gave people a very comfortable feeling. Some people were just like that. Although they were not very beautiful, they made people feel very comfortable. They were more pleasing to the eye than those who were outstanding beauties. Mu Hin poured a glass of water for Zhao Tianan and handed it over. Zhao Tianan was probably really thirsty. He gulped down the glass of water in a few mouthfuls. Suddenly drinking too fast, Zhao Tianan directly choked. Cough, cough. Zhao Tianan violently coughed a few times. Mu Hin hurriedly patted Zhao Tianan's back and then asked with concern, "Are you okay?" "Cough, cough. I'm fine. I just drank too fast and choked." After Zhao Tianan coughed a few times, he recovered and said to Mu Hin. Chapter 9:16. The girl's voice was light and playful, as pleasant as a bell. Zhao Tianan knew that Mu Hin was laughing at her, and she blushed slightly. Seeing that Zhao Tianan seemed to be shy, Mu Hin quickly stopped smiling and comforted Zhao Tianan. "I don't mean anything else, and I'm not gloating. I just think you're quite interesting. Take your time drinking. Don't worry, no one will snatch it for you anyway. I'm not in a hurry to give it to my brother-in-law." Zhao Tianan responded bitterly, but the blush on her face did not dissipate. Mu Hin poured another cup and handed it to Zhao Tianan. "Here, drink another cup. You must not have drunk enough." Zhao Tianan took it. "Thank you." Just as she took a sip, she saw a figure rushing over. This person was Zhao Ping. Zhao Ping was also carrying a kettle in her hand. Seeing Mu Hin and Zhao Ping together, she was very angry. She rushed over angrily and directly pushed Mu Hin aside. Zhao Ping's strength was not small, and Mu Hin's thin and weak body could not withstand it, so she fell heavily to the ground. "Ah!" Mu Hin gasped in pain. She looked up and saw Zhao Ping's angry face and fierce eyes. Was this woman crazy? Why did she come to bully her? This was really too much. She could let it go if she bullied her once or twice, but why did she keep bullying her? Before Mu Hin could lose her temper, she heard Zhao Ping mocking her. "You little bitch, what do you mean? Are you here to seduce my brother? I'm telling you, don't even think about it." Mu Hin stared at Zhao Ping in a daze. What, seducing his younger brother? What the hell was this? As if Zhao Ping hadn't scolded enough, she continued to mock and ridicule. "Last time, it was because of you that my younger brother and Xiao Feng got into a fight. Why don't you take a look at how far you are from Xiao Feng? Humph. You know how to seduce people at such a young age. How shameless." Zhao Ping's words became more and more unpleasant. Mu Hin felt very stifled. She just gave Zhao Tianan a glass of water. She really didn't mean anything else. Why did Zhao Ping make it sound so filthy? Zhao Tianan frowned and hurriedly tugged at Zhao Ping. He said to Zhao Ping with some displeasure, "Sister, how can you be like this? They were kind enough to give me water, but you scolded them the moment you came over. You even attacked them. Sister, you're too much." Being scolded by Zhao Tianan like this, Zhao Ping suddenly became angry. "Tianan, are you out of your mind? No wonder Xiao Feng is angry with you. You know that Xiao Feng doesn't like you being with other girls, but you still took their water. Humph, I think she just wants to use the excuse of giving you water to get close to you. Tianan, don't be so stupid. You don't even know that you've been cheated. Zhao Ping babbled, and at the same time, she glared at Mu Hin with a very unfriendly look. You're so scheming. But with me here, there's no way. Don't even think about having anything to do with my brother. He already has someone he likes. Don't even think that my brother will like you. Mu Hin's eyes darkened for a moment. She knew that Zhao Tianan already had someone he liked, so she never had any thoughts about him. Chapter 9:17. Upon hearing Zhao Ping scolding, Zhao Tianan became even more anxious. Mu Hin kindly gave him a drink, but Zhao Ping scolded him like this. Zhao Tianan knew that Mu Hin must be feeling very upset. Not to mention Mu Hin, even he felt a little upset when he heard that. Zhao Tianan thought about it, and finally said to Zhao Ping, big sister, you really misunderstood. I didn't mean what you said. How can you slander me like this? Who will help me after you do this? Zhao Ping glared at Zhao Tianan as if she expected better from him. Then, she poked Zhao Tianan's forehead and scolded Zhao Tianan, Tianan, is there something wrong with your head? Or have you really been charmed by this little b*tch? I'm doing this for your own good, but you're helping an outsider. Zhao Tianan's forehead hurt from Zhao Ping poking. Big sister, I'm not helping an outsider. I'm just telling the truth. Hee, you're still telling the truth. Tianan, do you still want to be with Xiaofeng? If Xiaofeng sees you like this, she'll definitely ignore you. This time, I put in a lot of good words for you. If you make Xiaofeng angry again, it'll probably be useless even if I put in a good word for you. After Zhao Ping finished speaking, Zhao Tianan's mouth became a little more bitter. Now, even if he didn't interact with any girls, Ma Xiaofeng would probably ignore him. Even if Ma Xiaofeng paid attention to him, it would probably be useless because Qian Chuanxiu wouldn't let Ma Xiaofeng marry him. Now that he was with Ma Xiaofeng, it would only delay Ma Xiaofeng. Big sister, you don't have to worry about me and Xiaofeng, Zhao Tianan said faintly. Zhao Ping was surprised for a moment. She felt that Zhao Tianan shouldn't have said this, so she looked at Zhao Tianan curiously. Tianan, have you lost your mind? Do you know what you just said? Do you mean that you don't care about Xiaofeng anymore? Zhao Tianan bit his lower lip and didn't answer. Between him and Xiaofeng, it wasn't a matter of whether he wanted to or not. But the 50 taels of silver. Unless he took out 50 taels of silver, he shouldn't have any unnecessary fantasies. In Zhao Pingji's opinion, Zhao Tianan's reaction meant that Zhao Tianan had changed his mind. Zhao Ping smiled. Ma Xiaofeng was her best friend after all. How could Zhao Tianan treat his friend like this? Tianan, you're heartless. Xiaofeng is with you, but you're acting like this. Do you think you're worthy of Xiaofeng? Zhao Tianan's eyes darkened. How could he be worthy of Xiaofeng? There was nothing between him and Mu Hin. He didn't do anything shameful behind Mu Hin's back. Big sister, can you stop being so unreasonable? Zhao Tianan lowered his voice and said to Zhao Ping, Tianan, you said I'm being unreasonable. Zhao Ping felt that she was being disliked. She was being kind, but her younger brother said that. Big sister, Mu Hin kindly gave me water to drink, but you bullied her the moment you came. If you're not being unreasonable, then what are you? Zhao Tianan said and helped Mu Hin up from the ground. Zhao Tianan looked at Mu Hin apologetically and said to Mu Hin, I'm sorry, this time, it was because of her that she got Mu Hin into trouble. Mu Hin rubbed her painful butt and still shook her head. It's fine. Chapter 9:18. Actually, this time, the injury was not serious. It was just a fall on his buttocks. He would be fine after rubbing it a little. It was not a serious pain. Tianan, I think you're really mesmerized by this little b** tch this time. Zhao Ping saw Zhao Tianan and Mu Hin's intimate posture and pointed at Zhao Tianan and continued to scold him. Zhao Tianan felt very tired in his heart. He had already experienced a lot of troubles today. Now, Zhao Ping continued to annoy him. Mu Hin was constantly being scolded as a little b** tch. He was very dissatisfied with Zhao Ping He did not want to continue listening to Zhao Ping's excessive scolding, so he said to Zhao Tianan, I'm going to give my brother-in-law some water first. Go ahead. Zhao Tianan responded. He knew that if Mu Hin stayed, he would probably be scolded by Zhao Ping again. It was better to leave now. When Mu Hin turned to leave, Zhao Ping rushed over again and stopped Mu Hin. How could it be so easy to let Mu Hin go just like that? Little b** tch, shameless. Next time, you'll walk around my brother. Otherwise, if I see you again, I'll tear your face apart. Do you believe me? Zhao Ping grabbed Mu Hin's hair and pulled, causing Mu Hin to feel pain. However, he bit his lip and did not know how to resist. During this tug and pull, the water bottle in Mu Hin's hand accidentally fell to the ground and shattered. Seeing the water bottle shatter on the ground, Zhao Ping looked at Mu Hin proudly. This is a lesson for you. Now get out of here quickly. Mu Hin looked at the fragments on the ground. This water bottle could not be used again after it was shattered. Now, she had caused trouble for her sister's family. Although the kettle wasn't anything good, it would probably cost a few copper coins to buy it. If it was broken, it would be a waste of a few copper coins. Zhao Tianan looked at Mu Hin's dejected expression and felt sorry for her. Sister, you. How can you be like this? Zhao Tianan was so mad at Zhao Ping that he didn't know what to say. Just as he was about to step forward to comfort Mu Hin wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and said to Zhao Tianan, Don't come over, lest you accuse me of seducing you again. After Mu Hin finished speaking, he ran off. Looking at Mu Hin's back, Zhao Tianan felt an indescribable sense of guilt. Now that Mu Hin had run away, he did not even have a chance to apologize. What do you mean by, like me? Zhao Ping pouted. She didn't feel that she had crossed the line at all. Alas! Zhao Tianan could only sigh. He didn't know what to say. It was impossible to reason with a person like Zhao Ping He had to find a chance to visit Mu Hin later and properly apologize to her. At the same time, he also had to give her something as an apology. Zhao Ping put down the water bottle and went back in a good mood. Zhao Yun went back home and busied herself for a while before preparing dinner. In order to send Mu Lianfeng off, the dinner was a little more sumptuous. Mu Lianfeng finished his work on the mountain early and came back. The family of three had a warm meal together. In the evening, after Dao Du went to bed, Mu Lianfeng came over and put his arms around Zhao Yun's waist. He whispered in Zhao Yun's ear, Yun, I have a gift for you. Zhao Yun was confused. A gift? What gift do you have for me? Take a guess. Zhao Yun shook her head. I don't know. I can't guess. Chapter 9:19. Mu Lianfeng smiled, and didn't continue to make things difficult for Zhao Yun. Instead, he said to Zhao Yun, it's a good thing. Saying that, Mu Lianfeng took out a dagger from his pocket and handed it to Yun. He said to Zhao Yun, Yun, I specially made this for you. Zhao Yun took it and looked at it. The dagger was very delicate, and the sheath was decorated with exquisite jewelry. This is a dagger. Mu Lianfeng smiled, and then explained, Yun, this dagger is made of steel, and it's very hard. You can try it and see how it feels. Zhao Yun pulled it out and tried it. Mu Lianfeng polished it very well, and the blade of the dagger was shining with cold light. Zhao Yun made a cut on the table. The dagger gently scraped the table, and a small hole was scraped open. It was so sharp that it could cut iron as if it were mud. How is it? Mu Yanfeng asked. It's very sharp. It's good. Zhao Yun'er said with a smile. Yun'er, keep this dagger well. I won't be here for a few days, so you can take this dagger with you. If you are in danger, you can have a tool to protect yourself. Zhao Yun'er nodded, and put the dagger back into the sheath carefully. In Zhao Yun'er's eyes, it didn't look like a tool to protect herself, but was more like a delicate tool to keep herself safe. Mu Yanfeng rushed to make this for her for a whole day. Zhao Yun'er felt warm in her heart. It felt so good to be cared for and cherished. Yun'er, let's go to bed. Mu Yanfeng said. N. Mu Yanfeng thought about how he was going to leave tomorrow. He hugged Zhao Yun'er a little reluctantly. He was afraid that if he fell asleep, he would have less time to be with Zhao Yun'er. The next morning, Zhao Yun'er also looked at Mu Yanfeng reluctantly. He wanted to leave, but she still had to go to town to set up her stall. She didn't even have the chance to see Mu Yanfeng off. Luckily, Mu Yanfeng would only be away for a few days. When Zhao Yun'er arrived at Yang City, she saw that it was very lively. It seemed that something big had happened. There were soldiers patrolling the streets. Mulan asked Zhao Yun'er curiously, Yun'er, I don't know what happened. There are so many soldiers coming out. Zhao Yun'er looked at the soldiers running around the streets. She was also curious. I don't know. It must be something important. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many soldiers. In Zhao Yun'er's impression, it was the first time that she had seen such a scene. Oh, forget it. No matter what it is, it must have nothing to do with us. Mulan sighed. Regarding Mulan's statement, Zhao Yun'er agreed very much. They were all ordinary people. They didn't have any contact with the government. Under normal circumstances, they wouldn't have any relationship with them. Zhao Yun'er set up her stall. As customers kept coming in, she heard the discussions of the customers. Do you know why there are so many soldiers today? No idea. You don't know? I heard that someone tried to assassinate a high-ranking official in the imperial court. But that person ran away, so the imperial court is now looking for him. Right. My relative who is a soldier in the army also told me about it. That high-ranking official almost lost his life. Is it true? Chapter 920. I also heard that this first-rank official is the current Prime Minister. It's hard to say. I don't know if it's the Prime Minister, but I do know that this person's identity isn't simple. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many soldiers. How do you know it's done by people from Yang City? I heard that people from the imperial court chased him all the way to Yang City. Zhao Yun'er wasn't in the mood to take care of the business at the stall. She was very interested in the gossip of the customers. When these people talked about the Prime Minister, Zhao Yun'er's brows furrowed. If the Prime Minister was really the target of the assassination, it would be interesting. Zhao Yun knew that Mu Yanfeng and the Prime Minister were enemies. The Prime Minister tried to kill Mu Yanfeng from time to time. It was also because of Mu Yanfeng's good luck that he was able to escape. If Mu Yanfeng wasn't so lucky, the consequences would be unimaginable. Therefore, if someone had the ability to help get rid of the Prime Minister, it would be the best thing. Zhao Yun'er suddenly thought that the person who wanted to assassinate the Prime Minister couldn't have been arranged by Mu Yanfeng, right? Thinking about it carefully, it was very possible. Zhao Yun'er was vaguely worried that this matter had nothing to do with Mu Yanfeng. No matter what, once this matter had something to do with Mu Yanfeng, even if Mu Yanfeng was fine in the end, it was inevitable that he would be implicated in some trouble. These troubles were completely unnecessary. Let's go and have a look. I heard that there's a notice on it. Let's go and see what's going on and see what the wanted criminal looks like. Okay, let's go. I'll go and have a look too. No, I haven't finished my breakfast yet. Then take your time. We'll go and have a look first. How can you be like this? Forget it, I'll go with you. I don't want to eat anymore. Then let's go together. Hurry up. If we're late, we won't be able to squeeze in and watch the fun. Okay, okay. Zhao Yun couldn't help but want to go and have a look. Therefore, she said to Liang Jinxiao and Mulan. Mother, Mulan, you two take care of the stall first. I'll go and see what's going on. Mulan and Liang Jinxiao both nodded in agreement. Zhao Yun then followed the group of people. Finally, she saw the relevant content of the Prime Minister. All he did was describe some of the characteristics of the wanted criminal. Assassinating a high-ranking official of the imperial court was a serious crime. The Prime Minister Prime Minister Prime the Prime Minister Ministers Prime Prime Minister Prime Minister T the Prime 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 Minister Prime Ministers Prime Ministers Prime Minister T.S. This person was Yi Li. The more Zhao Yun looked at him, the more she felt he looked like him. She was a little surprised. No wonder Yi Li hadn't come to her stall for 2 or 3 days. Is it because of that? Zhao Yun frowned. If so, Yi Li would be in danger. Zhao Yun couldn't help worrying about Yi Li. Many people murmured after seeing Yi Li's portrait. Why does this man look so familiar? Yeah, he looks familiar. I think I've seen him somewhere before, but I can't remember where. Chapter 921. All of a sudden, a girl said loudly to the man in the portrait, "Isn't he the good-looking older brother?" "Oh, do you know him?" "Of course I know him. He goes to the breakfast stall every day, but he suddenly disappeared these days." "Really? Why would I lie to you? I was wondering why he suddenly disappeared these days." It turns out that. So, the man in the portrait is him? I think it's 80% likely. The girl suddenly felt a little disappointed. Why did such a good-looking man have to assassinate a high-ranking official? This was great. If he was caught by the government, he would probably be punished severely. He might even lose his life. It was indeed a pity that such a good-looking man died. When she thought about how she might never be able to see this man again, she suddenly felt a sense of loss. Zhao Yun'er listened to their discussion and left the crowd in a trance. What should I do? Yi Li must be in a very dangerous situation now. Zhao Yun'er didn't know where Yi Li was now, so she couldn't do anything to help Yi Li, otherwise, she would have reached out to help Yi Li. Why was this man so muddle-headed? Seeing Zhao Yun'er coming back, Mulan asked her with curiosity. Yun'er, what's wrong with you? You look so uneasy. It's nothing. Then why are you like this? What's written on the list? Zhao Yun'er was hesitating whether she should tell Mulan or not. If she told Mulan, Mulan would definitely be worried. After all, Mulan and Yi Li got along well with each other for a long time. Mulan probably treated Yi Li as her friend just like Zhao Yun'er. Seeing Zhao Yun'er's reaction, Mulan was a little anxious and asked Zhao Yun'er, what happened? Zhao Yun'er sighed. After hesitating for a while, she told Mulan what she had seen. Mulan was shocked after hearing it. Yun'er, is it true? It's true. Why would I lie to you about it? Mulan frowned. How could that be? Does it mean that Lord Yi is in danger? There are so many soldiers. Where can he go? Zhao Yun'er shook her head. I don't know. I hope he's not in Yang City. Those soldiers wouldn't be able to find the information in a short time. Since Yi Li's reward, those who saw Yi Li's whereabouts. In that case, Yi Li's situation would be more dangerous. Yeah, I hope he's not in Yang City. Yi Li must have a hard time being chased by the government. Lord Yi is so pitiful. It's not easy for him to live a better life, but now he's back to normal. Before, Mulan still hoped that Yi Li could go back to their stall to be a beauty sign and eat breakfast. Now, she only hoped that Yi Li could run as far away as possible. Now that the government is chasing him, it means that he hasn't been caught yet. At least he's safe now. It's useless for us to worry too much. Besides, he's so good at kung fu. I don't think he'll be caught so easily. Mulan thought for a while. Zhao Yun'er's words made sense. Mulan had seen Yi Li's kung fu. With such skills, it would be quite difficult for the officials to catch him in a short time. Chapter 922. Zhao Yun'er and Mulan didn't think too much about it, and continued to set up the stall with Mulan. In the morning, she was a little absent-minded. When she was about to close the stall, she suddenly saw many soldiers coming to her stall. Zhao Yun'er's eyebrows twitched, and she had a premonition that something bad was going to happen. "Hi, officers, may I know if you're here for breakfast or?" Gu Ning walked up and asked nervously. The soldiers glanced at Zhao Yun'er with cold faces, as if they didn't want to talk to Zhao Yun'er. "Who's the boss of this stall?" Zhao Yun'er replied, "I'm the boss." "May I know why you're looking for me?" "Come with us. Someone said that you know the wanted criminal on today's notice, so we're going to arrest you and ask you about it." The soldiers looked ferocious. Zhao Yun'er's frown deepened. She screamed in her heart. "It's over. It's over. How did she get involved with this woman?" Zhao Yun'er felt that she was really wronged. "Officers, I'm just an ordinary woman who does business. The reason why I know her is that she eats at her stall every day. However, we've only exchanged a few words, and we don't have any deeper relationship. I don't even know where she lives. It's useless for you to find me." The officers snorted coldly. "That's enough. Don't talk nonsense with us. Hurry up and come with us." Zhao Yun'er suddenly became anxious. If she was taken away, who knew what would happen? Facing these soldiers, Zhao Yun'er couldn't do anything. Liang Jinqiao and Zhao Ping'er stood aside. Seeing Zhao Yun'er's situation, they were very anxious. If something happened to Zhao Yun'er, what should they do? Last time when Zhao Yun'er was arrested, Prince Shizhi was there. This time, Prince Shizhi happened to leave, and they couldn't find him. Therefore, once Zhao Yun'er was arrested, she could only wait for Mu Yanfeng to come back. However, at that time, would he be in a hurry? What if these people torture Zhao Yun'er? What should he do? What are you waiting for? Hurry up and come with us. Don't make us do anything to a woman like you. The soldiers urged. Zhao Yun'er said softly to the soldiers. "Please wait for a moment. I'll leave after saying a few words to my mother." The soldiers were not completely inhumane, and they just urged her. "If you have something to say it quickly." "Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, officers." Zhao Yun'er turned and went to Mulan and Liang Jinqiao. She gave them her blessings. "Mother, sister-in-law Mulan, please go to the county premier's mansion and tell them my name and situation. I think the county premier and his wife will come forward to help." Mulan and Liang Jinqiao nodded quickly. Although they didn't know how Zhao Yun'er got in touch with the county premier and his wife, they just did as Zhao Yun'er said since Zhao Yun'er asked. After Zhao Yun'er finished speaking, she followed the soldiers and left. Liang Jinqiao and Mulan also hurried to the county premier's mansion according to Zhao Yun'er's instructions. Zhao Yun'er was then taken to prison. She was not in a hurry. She just hoped that nothing would happen to her mother and Mulan. Chapter 923. After Mulan and Liang Jinqiao brought the news to the county deputy's wife asked the county deputy and the general to guarantee that Zhao Yun had nothing to do with it. The general learned about the situation and confirmed that Zhao Yun was just a stall owner. She didn't seem to have anything to do with it. With the county deputy's request, he let Zhao Yun go. When they went out, the county deputy's wife met them. Zhao Yun hadn't seen Zhao Yun and Lan Xian for a while. It wasn't that she didn't want to see them, but she was very busy these days. Besides, she didn't want to bother the county deputy's wife, so she didn't go to the county deputy's mansion. Seeing Zhao Yun the county deputy's wife was very enthusiastic. She greeted Zhao Yun with enthusiasm. Miss Yun, Zhao Yun, smiled politely to the county deputy's wife and greeted her, Madam. Get in the carriage quickly. Your mother is in my mansion. I'll take you there. The county deputy's wife said gently. Zhao Yun nodded and got in the carriage of the county deputy's wife. Lan Xian was the most excited one. When he saw Zhao Yun, Lan Xian hid behind the county deputy's wife shyly and secretly looked at Zhao Yun, It seemed that he wanted to talk to Zhao Yun, but he was too shy to talk to Zhao Yun, Zhao Yun, looked at Lan Xian and felt that this boy was very cute. It seemed that Lan Xian noticed that Zhao Yun, also looked at him. His face flushed quickly. The county deputy's wife said to Zhao Yun, with a smile, Yun, Xian, often talks about you. He wants to know when you will come. I didn't see you until today. Lan Xian, who was standing behind the county deputy's wife, blushed. Mom. He murmured to the county deputy's wife. Ha, child, are you shy now? Why aren't you shy when you talk about it at home? Mom. Lan Xian lowered his head and looked away helplessly. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth curled up into a big smile. It was the first time for Zhao Yun, to see such a shy little boy. If the deputy county magistrate's wife was not here, Zhao Yun would like to tease him. Xian, why aren't you saying anything? You are a man, what are you shy about? The county deputy's wife whispered in Lan Xian's ear. Lan Xian's face was still slightly red, but he couldn't help but ask Zhao Yun, Big Sister Yun, why didn't you come to see Xian, after you left last time? Don't you miss Xian, Lan Xian's tone was a little angry and complaining. Zhao Yun recalled how the child was reluctant to part with her when she left. She felt a little guilty. Therefore, she said to Lan Xian, Big Sister was a little late at home, so she didn't come. These words made Zhao Yun feel a little guilty. In fact, no matter how busy she was, as long as she wanted to make time, it was fine. It was just that she didn't come. Lan Xian's eyes were still gloomy, and he seemed to be very disappointed. He murmured, Yeah, Big Sister has her own things to deal with. She definitely won't think of me. Zhao Yun didn't know how to comfort the child. It was her fault after all. She could only reply to Lan Xian, Okay. I promise I will come to see you once a month in the future, unless I really can't. Chapter 924. No, I won't lie to you. Lan Xian nodded happily and thought that he would trust Zhao Yun again. He hoped that Zhao Yun wouldn't lie to him. The deputy county magistrate's wife looked at them and found that her son really loved Zhao Yun very much. Lan Xian didn't even care about his mother as much as he did about her. Thinking of this, the deputy county magistrate's wife suddenly felt a little sad. When her son Xian got married and had his own family in the future, he would definitely treat his wife better than her. It was said that a son would forget his mother after he got married. It was indeed true. After chatting with Lan Xian for a while, Zhao Yun noticed that the deputy county magistrate's wife seemed a little unhappy, so she began to chat with her again. Madam, thank you so much this time. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. The deputy county magistrate's wife smiled, Miss Yun, you're too polite. You saved my son Xian, so you're my family's benefactor. It's just a small matter. Compared with what you've done, it's nothing. Yun, if you have any trouble in the future, please don't hesitate to tell me. Don't be so polite. Seeing that the deputy county magistrate's wife was so sincere, Zhao Yun also showed a warm smile. In fact, the deputy county magistrate's wife had helped them to get back 20 taels of silver. This time, she helped them to get her out, so she didn't have to suffer. Zhao Yun felt that the deputy county magistrate's wife's family had already paid off the debt. If she really had any trouble in the future, unless she had no choice, Zhao Yun would never get it back. Lan Xian chimed in from the side, Sister, you'd better ask my parents for help. That way, I'll be able to see you more often. After Lan Xian said that, Zhao Yun, and the deputy county magistrate's wife both laughed. Yun, did you hear that? My son Xian also said the same thing. Along the way, they chatted casually. Soon, the horse carriage arrived at the county magistrate's residence. Upon seeing Zhao Yun'er, Liang Jinxiao and Mulan went forward excitedly. She was originally worried that something might have happened to Zhao Yun'er. Now that she saw that Zhao Yun'er had returned safely, she finally breathed a sigh of relief. The deputy county magistrate's wife wanted them to have dinner together, but Zhao Yun'er politely refused. They had already wasted quite a bit of time. If they were to return any later, their families would probably be hungry and anxious again. Fortunately, he was fine. If something had happened, he would probably have to spend the next few days here. On the way back, Mulan sighed, Yun'er, fortunately, you know the wife of the deputy magistrate. Otherwise, what should we do? Zhao Yun'er nodded. Yeah, I'm guessing that even if they let me go, there will still be people watching me in secret to make sure that Yili has nothing to do with me. We don't know where Yili is, do we? Yun'er, anyway, we really have nothing to do with Yili. You don't have to worry about it. Mulan comforted her. Mulan was right. It was just that Mulan was still not clear about the situation. She really had nothing to do with Yili. However, if Yili knew where she lived, would he suddenly appear and go to her house to look for her? If so, it would be troublesome. This time, if there was someone watching them in secret and they saw that Yili went to look for her, they would definitely know where Yili was. Chapter 925. Zhao Yun'er was hoping that Yili wouldn't go crazy and come to her place to look for her. On the way back, Zhao Yun'er was a little uneasy. When they arrived at the village, they saw a good thing. The villagers gathered together, and it was very lively. The incident happened in front of Old Chen's house. Many villagers who liked to watch the fun gathered around and chattered non-stop. In the courtyard of Old Chen's house, Old Man Chen and Old Lady Chen were in the courtyard. Old Man Chen's face was as dark as the bottom of a pot. Old Lady Chen sadly wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes, looking very pitiful. Cripple Chen stood aside without saying a word, looking coldly at a woman who was lying on the ground with disheveled clothes. This woman was Old Chen's daughter-in-law, Zhang Chui'er. Old Man Chen sighed deeply and said, "What sin did our Old Chen's family commit? Why does God treat us like this?" Old Lady Chen sobbed at the side, "Our family has been kind to others for so many years, and we have never done anything wrong. Why does this kind of thing happen to our family? It's really a sin, a sin." Old Man Chen said and fiercely poked his walking stick. He was so angry that he didn't know what to say. No matter what he said, it was useless. He realized that words were starting to pale in comparison. The surrounding people chattered and discussed. This Old Chen's daughter-in-law is really inhumane. How can she do such a thing? Sai, what can we do? Isn't she just bullying Old Chen's family? This Zhang Chui'er's conscience is really eaten by a dog. Old Chen's family is so good to her and dotes on her like she's a treasure. It's fine if she flaunts her power at home, but how can she do such a thing? That's why I say that her conscience is eaten by a dog. Since she's married to Cripple Chen, she should live a good life with him. What is she doing now? Maybe it's because Cripple Chen can't satisfy her in bed. But she can't do this. A woman from a good family should not go out to seduce men. She had never seen such a slutty woman. If she wanted men so much, she might as well go to the brothel and serve them. Not only am I happy, but I can also make money. That's right. This kind of slut is suitable to be in a brothel. She's really shameless. The villagers were chattering. Although they were all talking about Zhang Chui'er, Old Chen's family still felt uncomfortable when they heard it. After all, the Chen family was the one who had lost face. As the saying goes, don't wash your dirty linen in public, not to mention such a big scandal. The most embarrassed one was Cripple Chen. His woman had cheated on him, and the men in the village would definitely laugh at him. The reason why a woman would hook up with another man must be because the man was not good enough. And it was most likely because of what happened in bed. Cripple Chen looked at Zhang Chuer with even colder eyes. He thought he treated his wife well, but what happened to her? Yet, Zhang Chuer treated him like this. Any normal man would not be able to tolerate this kind of thing. Although he was a cripple and it was normal for his wife to look down on him, she couldn't fool around with another man behind his back, right? This was a great humiliation to his dignity. Chapter 926. Old man Chen cleared his throat and said to lame Chen, "Son, this is your wife. Tell me what you should do." Lame Chen felt that there was something stuck in his chest, and he couldn't say anything. Seeing lame Chen remain silent, Zhang Chuer felt a glimmer of hope. She crawled to lame Chen and said to him, "Husband, I'm pregnant with your baby. You have to think about the baby." Zhang Chuer began to cry miserably. In ancient times, the punishment for a woman was quite severe. As long as the husband's family agreed, even if he drowned a woman in a pond, the government wouldn't pursue the matter. The reason why Zhang Chuer was so scared was that she was afraid that lame Chen would drown her as soon as he opened his mouth. She was still so young, and she hadn't lived a good life yet. How could she be willing to die so early? Before lame Chen could say anything, the surrounding people began to mock Zhang Chuer. How dare she say it's a child? I think the child is probably born with an adulterer. It's not lame Chen's. Exactly. It must be born with an adulterer. Zhang Chuer has been married to old Chen for so many years, but she's never been pregnant. Now she's pregnant after sleeping with a man. Who would believe that the child is lame Chen's? Anyway, I don't believe it. I don't believe it either. It's obvious that the child isn't lame Chen's. Sigh. Luckily, Mrs. Nian and the others went up the mountain and saw it. If they didn't, old Chen's family would be kept in the dark for a long time. Exactly. If Zhang Chuer gave birth in the future, old Chen's family would still treat the child as their own. They wouldn't know that Zhang Chuer was raising someone else's child. Luckily, God is on her side. Otherwise, Zhang Chuer would have treated old Chen's family as fools. That's right. Sigh. I don't know what old Chen's family will do now. Anyway, if my wife did such a thing, I would definitely drown her in the pond. It's disgusting to keep such a bitch alive. Exactly. Such a bitch should be drowned in the pond. Old Chen's family members could hear the villagers' discussion. Father Chen felt stifled just thinking about it. When he found out that his daughter-in-law was pregnant, he thought that the Chen family would have an heir. He was really happy. He even bought sweets and spread them around the village. Now that he looked at it, what he had done before was so ironic. She reckoned that everyone in the village was laughing at her right now. Cripple Chen listened to the villagers' words. He thought about it and realized that the child might not be his. The possibility of it not being his was very high. After being married for so many years, Zhang Chuer's stomach did not show any signs of pregnancy. Most likely, it was because she or Zhang Chuer could not bear a child. Now that Zhang Chuer had an affair with another man and got pregnant, the man who was infertile was him. Cripple Chen thought that even if he didn't want to have a child, he couldn't allow his wife to be pregnant with another man's child. Now that he was here to take over the business, he even had to raise another man's child. Cripple Chen said coldly to Zhang Chuer, who was on the ground. You know very well who the child in your stomach belongs to. I've treated you well for so many years. Why did you do such a thing and betray me? Zhang Chuer cried even more pitifully. She pulled the corner of Cripple Chen's clothes. Husband, the child in my stomach might be yours. What if it's yours? Chapter 927. Cripple Chen sneered. He felt that he was a joke at this moment. Did she really think that he was a fool? What if? How could there be so many what if this child was definitely not his. Although he didn't think that the child was his, the truth was right in front of him. Cripple Chen had an indescribable feeling, but it was more of sorrow. Seeing the woman that he used to love doing such a thing behind his back, it would be a lie if he said that he wasn't heartbroken. Zhang Cui was also frightened by Cripple Chen's cry. She called out weakly, "Husband." Cripple Chen coldly pushed Zhang Cui away. "Don't call me husband anymore. You don't think of me as your husband at all. If that's the case, why are you still calling me that? Husband." Zhang Cui looked at Cripple Chen anxiously. If Cripple Chen couldn't forgive her, then she could only drown in the pond. Thinking about drowning in the pond and dying, Zhang Cui trembled for a moment. The surrounding villagers were originally worried that Cripple Chen was stupid and would really forgive Zhang Cui. They didn't expect Zhang Cui to be so shameless that she would beg Cripple Chen like this. Such a shameless person was rare. Everyone could tell whether the child was Cripple Chen's child or not. Only a fool would believe Zhang Cui's words. Unfortunately, this was old Chen's family matter. As neighbors, they couldn't interfere too much. In the end, they still had to see how old Chen's family would punish her. "Zhang Cui, our relationship as husband and wife ends here today," Cripple Chen said coldly. Zhang Cui cried even louder. "Husband, you can't do this to me. I promise that if you forgive me this time, I will live a good life with you in the future. Husband, we've been together for a few years. There is a relationship between husband and wife. Are you so cruel that you don't want me anymore?" "Husband," Zhang Cui shouted at the top of her lungs. She cried pitifully with snot and tears. However, the surrounding people didn't have a trace of sympathy for Zhang Cui. In their eyes, Zhang Cui was just pretending. If he really had a conscience, he wouldn't have allowed Cripple Chen to hook up with other men. Seeing that Cripple Chen did not utter a word, it seemed that he had listened to Zhang Cui's words. The onlookers became anxious and hurriedly advised, "Brother Chen, don't listen to this woman's nonsense. She's just fooling you now, afraid that she'll drown." That's right. If she didn't know the consequences, would she admit her mistake so quickly? It's said that dogs can't change their habits. This B***tch must be the same. Brother Chen, even if this daughter-in-law is gone, you can still find a matchmaker to marry another one. Your old Chen family's conditions aren't that bad. At the very least, you can buy a daughter-in-law back home. She's much better than this bitch. That's right. Brother Chen, the people around him were only trying to persuade him because of Cripple Chen. Apart from the fact that they were here to watch the show, most of the villagers had some conscience. How could they tolerate someone like Zhang Cui bullying the honest people of the Chen family? Zhang Cui gritted her teeth when she heard the villagers' words. If someone else had tried to sow discord between her and Cripple Chen like this in the past, she would have probably used a kitchen knife to chop that person up. Chapter 928. Now, she could only look at Cripple Chen and hope that he would forgive her if he did something stupid again. Cripple Chen remained silent. His heart softened for a moment, but the villager's persuasion made him harden his heart again. If he really forgave Zhang Cui today, it would not only be letting down his parents, but he would also become the biggest joke in the village. Anyway, he would not be able to live in the future. Zhang Cui, that B***tch, must be punished. Seeing that Cripple Chen did not speak, Father Chen stood up and said to Cripple Chen, "Son, our Chen family can't have such a daughter-in-law. We can't have her." "Father, I know. I didn't say I wanted her," Cripple Chen replied. "Sigh, this is a sin," Father Chen said and coughed a few times. Cripple Chen quickly patted Father Chen's back. "Father, how are you? Are you okay?" Cripple Chen waved his hand. "I'm fine. I'm just angry. I won't die." "Father," Cripple Chen looked at his father with heartache. He felt that he had let down his parents. His mother stood to the side, wiping her tears. Even Cripple Chin couldn't say anything to comfort her. His heart was also very uncomfortable, but who could comfort him? Father. How is Chuyer? You deal with her. I'll listen to you. Cripple Chin said. The villagers on the side began to persuade, Father Chen, this Zhang Chuyer is too much. I think your family should just drown her in the pond. Yes, drown her. This B*TCH should be drowned. Father Chen, don't be soft-hearted. If she's drowned, we should all help her. Don't let a married woman bully our Shui Lan villagers. Yes, yes, yes. We, the people of Shui Lan village, are not easy to bully. Those who wanted to drown her were mostly women. Normally, they did not like Zhang Chuyer. Now that they had the chance, they would definitely torture her to death. Many people who liked to watch the fun also echoed in the middle. Drown her, drown her. There were also people who felt that the punishment was too severe. They stood up and said, Sigh, although Zhang Chuyer went too far, it's still a human life. Isn't it too severe a punishment to drown her in the pond? That's right. After all, it's a human life. Everyone makes mistakes. Just teach him a lesson. It's not good to kill him. What's wrong with that? This bitch has done such a shameful thing. Does she still have the nerve to continue living? Anyway, if it were me, I wouldn't have the face to continue living. As for this B*TCH, it's hard to say if she has the face to continue living. Maybe he's thick-skinned enough to not feel embarrassed. Even so, we can't let him harm others. Sigh, let's leave the punishment to Old Man Chen. It's hard for us outsiders to decide. Let's see what Old Man Chen has to say. The villagers' gazes fell on Old Man Chen. Old Man Chen pondered silently for a moment. In the end, he wasn't that ruthless. He looked at Zhang Chuyer, who was lying on the ground and looking at him pitifully. For so many years, he had treated this daughter-in-law of his as his own daughter and loved her dearly. Old Man Chen sighed slightly and said to Lame Chen, then break her legs and send her back to her parents' home. This punishment was not light. In the future, Zhang Chuyer would lie on the bed with half of her body paralyzed. Her days would be very miserable. Chapter 929. Zhang Chuyer panicked when she heard that he was going to break her legs. She quickly begged Old Man Chen. Dad, I beg you. Let me go. You can't break my legs. If I can't walk, how am I going to live the rest of my life? Dad, don't be so cruel. I'm still your wife, Dad. Old Man Chen stared coldly at Zhang Chuyer on the ground. Chuyer, you know what's worse. Breaking your legs or drowning in the pond. If you're not satisfied with my method, then you can drown in the pond. Zhang Chuyer shut her mouth when she heard Old Man Chen's words. She wasn't a fool, but compared to losing her life was definitely more important. As the saying goes, a bad life is better than a good death. If her legs weren't broken, or if they were healed after she went back, she might be able to walk again. Son, do you want to do it, or should I? Old Man Chen asked. Cripple Chin said. Dad, let me do it. Oh, okay. You do it. Cripple Chin said. He took a thick wooden stick and walked in front of Zhang Chuyer. The onlooking villagers helped and held Zhang Chuyer in place. Cripple Chin picked up the wooden stick and began to hit Zhang Chuyer's legs. Miserable screams came from Old Man Chen's courtyard. Some villagers didn't dare to watch the bloody scene and quickly covered their ears and looked away. Some of them felt that Zhang Chuyer deserved such a punishment. So, they became more and more engrossed in the story. Zhao Yun couldn't stand the miserable screams, and Liang Jinxiao couldn't stand it either. Liang Jinxiao quickly said to Zhao Yun. Yun, let's go back quickly. This sound is really scary. Zhao Yun curled her lips. Okay, Mom. Let's go. Since she already knew Zhang Cui-er's fate, Zhao Yun felt that there was no point in staying here to watch the show. When she went back, she had to hurry and cook, lest the men at home starve. It was not a coincidence that Zhang Cui-er was caught today. It was Zhao Yun's arrangement. He couldn't stand old Chen's family being kept in the dark by Zhang Cui-er. It was good that this B***TCH's shady business was exposed. The earlier the Chen family knew about this, the earlier they would kick Zhang Cui-er, this scourge, out of the family so that Zhang Cui-er wouldn't bully them. As for this method, it was quite simple. Just like before, he asked Mu Yanfeng to scare Zhang Cui-er's adulterer, so that he would ask Zhang Cui-er to have sex with him. Then, he asked Mrs. Nian to bring a few women to, coincidentally, bump into them. Naturally, this matter was exposed. Thinking about her plan, Zhao Yun'er felt a burst of joy in her heart. If the B***TCH didn't get punished by the heavens, then she would be the one to do it. On the way, Liang Jinxiao could not help but sigh. Sigh, Cui-er is really too much. The Qin family has always treated her well. How could she do such a thing? She was living such a good life, but now she has ended up like this. Zhao Yun'er forced a smile. Mom, some people don't have a conscience. They don't know how to cherish their fortune. Sigh, you're right. People should know how to cherish things. After all, it's not easy to have someone who treats you well. Don't end up in the most miserable state when everyone turns against you. Zhao Yun'er took a deep look at her cheap mother. She didn't expect Liang Jinxiao to be able to say something like this. Chapter 930. It's nothing. Zhao Yun'er replied with a smile. It's nothing. Why are you looking at me like that? Seeing that Liang Jinxiao was conflicted, Zhao Yun'er smiled even more brightly. Mother, I just think that what you said just now makes a lot of sense. Ha, Mother, I'm just lamenting. I'm not someone who likes to reason. I know, Mother. Alright, let's hurry back. The two of them walked in the direction of old Zhao's house together. When they arrived at old Zhao's house, Zhao Wenhuo was already pacing around anxiously in the courtyard of old Zhao's house. When he saw that Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Yun had finally returned, he finally heaved a sigh of relief. He hurried forward and said to Zhao Yun'er and Liang Jinxiao, Hey, why are you only back now? I'm so worried. If you didn't come back, I would probably have gone to Yang City to look for you. Seeing that Zhao Wenhuo was so anxious, Zhao Yun'er explained, Father, something happened to us, so we were delayed. Now that we're back, you don't have to worry. Something happened? What happened? Zhao Wenhuo asked curiously. Just as Liang Jinxiao was about to explain, Zhao Yun'er pulled him back. Father, it's not a big deal. Zhao Yun'er was afraid that Zhao Wenhuo would also be worried if she said it out loud. Zhao Wenhuo nodded. That's good, that's good. We're all waiting for you. Father, let eldest uncle and second uncle continue to wait for a while. Mother and I will go and cook. It will be ready soon. Zhao Wenhuo nodded. Okay. Zhao Yun'er and Liang Jinxiao unloaded the things from the carriage and went into the kitchen. Zhao Ping walked to Liang Jinxiao angrily and complained to Liang Jinxiao. Mother, why did you only come back now? I'm starving to death. Big brother Yuan is also starving to death. It doesn't matter if I starve to death, but don't let big brother Yuan starve. When Zhao Yun'er heard Zhao Ping's words, she was so angry that she almost vomited blood. She almost got into an accident today and might not even be able to return home. But Zhao Ping said something like that. Zhao Yun had rarely seen such a selfish and eccentric person who only cared about her and Qin Yuan. Liang Jinxiao frowned and said to Zhao Pinger, didn't I tell you that I have something to do today? If I could come back earlier, would Mother and Yun'er want to stay outside? Mother. But you can't let big brother Yuan starve. He's already so skinny. If he starves, he'll be even skinnier. Liang Jinxiao sighed. She really did not know what to say about her daughter. Ping'er, don't make a fuss in front of me. The food will be ready in a while. You guys wait a little longer. Just wait a little longer. Zhao Ping pursed her lips. Okay then, Mother. You have to hurry up. Got it, Ping'er. Hurry up and leave. Liang Jinxiao's tone revealed some impatience and disdain. However, Zhao Ping was still too stupid and did not notice. After Zhao Ping left, Liang Jinxiao sighed. Now, as a mother, she was starting to despise her own daughter and thought that the sooner Zhao Ping was married off, the better. Zhao Ping ran over to Qin Yuan again and asked Qin Yuan eagerly, Big brother Yuan, are you hungry? What do you think? Qin Yuan rolled his eyes at Zhao Ping. He really could not be bothered with this idiot Zhao Ping. However, Zhao Ping just liked to stick close to him. Chapter 931. Got it. Qin Yuan replied impatiently. At this moment, he was indeed starting to grumble from hunger, and his stomach was growling non-stop. The reason why he was so hungry was not because his stomach was big and he could eat a lot. It was because he knew that he would definitely have good food for lunch if he helped out at Zhao Yun'er's house today. Not only could he eat a lot, but he could also eat well. Therefore, he did not eat breakfast. This way, he could save some food for his family. However, when he came to Zhao Yun'er's house, he went to help out on the land. Although he did not really do much work, he was still busy for a while. Once he started working, he had to use his strength. Once he used his strength, it was easier to get hungry. Therefore, after working for an entire morning, he was so hungry that he was grumbling. At this moment, he only felt that his stomach was very empty and very uncomfortable. He thought that after working for an entire morning, he would be able to eat delicious food when he came back. However, who knew that he would not even see a shadow of a person when he came back, let alone food. After waiting for a long time, he did not see Zhao Yun'er and Liang Jinxiao. Just when he thought that he would not be able to eat lunch, Zhao Yun'er and Liang Jinxiao finally came back. It was good that they were back. He just had to wait a little longer. The other men were also very hungry. Su Yukai and Guo Guizhen did not say anything. Who did not have an emergency in their family? At most, they would just wait a little longer. However, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui started to complain. Sigh, we worked so hard to come back, but in the end, we can't even eat a hot meal. Sigh, this is so annoying. Zhao Wenhua frowned. Yun'er's eldest uncle and second uncle. Yun'er and Liang Jinxiao did not deliberately not come back. Something happened, that's true, but we are still hungry. Brother-in-law, is there nothing else in your house to fill our stomachs? This, Zhao Wenhua thought about it and really did not have anything. Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were a little disappointed. They originally thought that Zhao Wenhua would take out something good, but it turned out that there was nothing. Brother-in-law, Ping is about to get married. It won't be long before she gets married. You have to buy things like sunflower seeds, peanuts, candies, and so on to keep them at home. When the time comes for the banquet, you don't have to buy all these things together. When the time comes, there will be a lot of things to do during the banquet. We won't be able to afford so many things in such a short time. It's better to buy everything in advance. Zhao Wenhua listened and noted it. Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were right. Since they had to buy these things anyway, they might as well buy them in advance and keep them at home. Zhao Ping'er hurriedly replied, Yes, father. You have to buy these things well. My banquet must be a boisterous affair. Must. You. Yes, father, I knew you were the best. When Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui heard this, they were overjoyed. If they could buy those things back, they would have a chance to eat some. To the villagers, these snacks were rare things. Not only did women like to eat them, but men also liked to eat them. Zhao Yun cooked a dish and hurriedly brought it to the table. The rest of the dishes were also cooked and brought over. Liang Jinxiao sighed as he cooked. Sigh. Ping is really too much. Zhao Yun asked Liang Jinxiao about Zhao Ping being immature and opening her mouth to ask for food the moment she came back. Chapter 932. Mother, maybe Sister Ping doesn't know how to. Zhao Yun replied weakly. Sigh, what's going to happen to this girl in the future? She's such a big girl, she can't not know how to cook. Won't she be despised if she goes to other people's house? Liang Jinxiao muttered again. Hearing Liang Xiaojin's words, Zhao Yun couldn't help but want to laugh. Zhao Ping had always been lazy. Shouldn't her mother have known? If Ping could be more tolerant, we'd probably be eating by now. Sigh, there's someone to take care of the chores at home, but now there's no one to take care of it. Liang Jinxiao's words revealed a lot of helplessness. Zhao Yun knew that Liang Jinxiao was just complaining in front of her. Zhao Ping was really annoying. Zhao Yun never dreamed of relying on Zhao Ping to do things. Even if Zhao Ping was willing to do it, she might not necessarily let her. It wasn't that she didn't know what that woman was capable of. The food she made was probably worse than Pig's food. Mother, it's good that Sister Ping doesn't cook. Father, eldest uncle, and second uncle probably won't want to eat it. Liang Jinxiao sighed again. Well, that's true, it's good that Sister Ping went to her in-laws' house. With her in-laws' guidance, she definitely won't be as lazy as she is at home. Sigh, I hope, as long as the family Qin doesn't drive her back. After listening to Liang Jinxiao's words, Zhao Yun felt that she seemed to have changed a little during this period. If it were in the past, Liang Jinxiao would definitely not have such a feeling. Zhao Yun and Liang Jinxiao sped up and casually prepared a few dishes. Lunch was soon ready. After lunch, Zhao Yun went back from the third house. The men rested for a while and then went to the foundation. Not long after Zhao Yun went back, Mulan came over. The two of them chatted as they prepared breakfast. Mulan couldn't help but sigh. I feel that Mu Hin has been strange these 2 days. She feels a little uneasy. When I talk to her often, she can't hear me. It's as if she's thinking about something. Did something happen? Zhao Yun asked with concern. Mulan shook her head. I don't know. He didn't say much when I asked him. Then, Mulan sighed. This lass has always been like this. She likes to keep everything to herself and doesn't like to tell others. Since she doesn't want to talk, then there's nothing you can do. Sister-in-law Mulan, didn't you observe? Mulan shook her head. I have so many things to do every day. How can I have the time to observe her? Sigh, this girl. Alright, Sister Mulan, it shouldn't be a big deal. Otherwise, she would definitely tell you. Yes, yes. Mulan nodded, but she was still worried. The truth was similar to what Zhao Yunhe said. It was not a big deal, but it was not a small matter either. In the past few days, Zhu Dainiu showed concern for Mu Hin every 2 to 3 days. His concern made Mu Hin a little nervous. If it was Zhu Sanlu, it would be fine. If she was perverted, Mu Hin could say it out loud. She would ask her brother-in-law to teach Zhu Sanlu a lesson. However, in the face of Zhu Dainiu's concern, Mu Hin felt that it was not appropriate for her to say it. From time to time, Zhu Dainiu would ask about her well-being, and then he would come to her side. He was very close to her, but he did not touch her. This feeling made her hate it even more. Chapter 933. Then she realized that something was amiss. Why was Zhu Dainiu even more attentive than her own daughter-in-law? They were both fetching water, but Madame Qi couldn't get Zhu Dainiu to help her. However, Zhu Dainiu was attentive enough to help her carry the water. He even kept praising her beauty by her ear. There was no point in doing this. How could he do such things and say such things? Because of this, Madame Qi would stare at her with jealousy every time she saw Zhu Dainiu fawning over her. Then she would hit and scold her, calling her a seductive vixen. Her elder sister and brother-in-law naturally didn't know about Madame Qi's insults, and Mu Hin didn't want to talk about it either. After all, Zhu Dainiu was different from Zhu Sanlu. Mu Hin was afraid, so her elder sister and brother-in-law fought with Zhu Dainiu because of her. Wasn't that equivalent to fighting with the entire family Zhu? The moment she arrived, the entire Zhu family was in a state of chaos. If word got out, she would be ridiculed to death. As long as Zhu Dainiu didn't do anything inappropriate to her, Mu Hin felt that she could just muddle along. As for Zhu Dainiu, she didn't have any feelings for Zhu Dainiu at all. Naturally, she wouldn't respond to his attentiveness. Of course, she didn't want to ruin his family either. It was normal for Madame Qi to be jealous and scold her. Most women would get angry. Sigh. Mulan sighed again. Zhao Yun couldn't help but ask, "Sister-in-law Mu Hin, what's wrong with you?" "Actually, it's nothing much. I'm just thinking about when the new house will be ready so that I can move in sooner. It's inconvenient for such a big family to be squeezed into one house." Zhao Yun understood what Mulan meant and couldn't help but tease her. "Sister-in-law Mulan, can I tell you that you look like you're not satisfied with what you want right now?" Mulan was stunned. "No. I don't think so." "Ha, sister-in-law Mulan, is it because you haven't had sex with brother Eru for a long time after Mu Hin came here?" This question made Mulan blush, but Mulan didn't deny it. It's been a few days. Eru and the others were busy working on the land. They were very busy, so they went to bed early when they came back. He would have fallen asleep before Mu Hin fell asleep. How would he have the chance to do that? Hearing Mulan's words, Zhao Yun couldn't help but smile. Mulan's words clearly revealed the appearance of a woman who was not satisfied in a certain aspect. She had underestimated Mulan's needs in certain areas, however, it was understandable. In their 20s, this was the time when they were young and energetic. Their hormones were also exuberant. In addition, Mulan often received Zhu Eru's nourishment before. Now that it was suddenly cut off, Zhao Yun joked. "Sister-in-law Mulan, do you want me to find you a strong man to serve you?" Mulan quickly waved her hand. "No need. Yun, aren't you harming me by doing this?" Zhang Cui, was pitiful enough today. "I don't want to end up like her. I have Eru, and that's enough. It's okay if I don't do that." "Ha, Mulan, look at how nervous you are. I won't really find you a strong man." Zhao Yun, laughed even louder. "I know." Yun, At this moment, San suddenly ran over and anxiously said to Zhao Yun, Daodu's mother, "Something happened to Daodu." Zhao Yun's heart suddenly tightened. She quickly asked, "What happened to Daodu?" Chapter 934. Zhao Yun's mind went blank for a moment, then she hurriedly followed San Er. Daodu fell into the pond. How did he fall into the pond? She had told Daodu to be careful at the water's edge. Zhao Yun was extremely anxious. She prayed in her heart that nothing would happen to Daodu. Mu Yanfeng had just died. If something happened to Daodu now, she didn't know what to do. Zhao Yun ran in a hurry. Her feet were like the wind, and even Mulan couldn't catch up with her. When she reached the pond, Zhao Yun found that Daodu had already been rescued, but his face was ashen. Zhao Ping and Qin Yuan were standing beside him, as well as Lu Lei, who was dripping wet. From the looks of it, Lu Lei had gone into the river to pull Dao out of the water. Zhao Yun looked at Lu Lei gratefully. Brother Lu, thank you. Lu Lei looked at Zhao Yun apologetically. Yun, it's all my fault. I didn't have time to save Dao. Seeing Dao's situation, it wasn't optimistic. If they were a step earlier, Dao would probably still be fine. They might not be able to save him now. Brother Lei, thank you so much. You don't have to blame yourself. Zhao Yun's lips trembled as she spoke. Then, she began to perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on Dao, who was on the ground. Looking at the little person on the ground, Zhao Yun's heart tightened. He didn't know if mouth-to-mouth resuscitation would work, but he didn't have any other methods. The people who came to see what was going on kept hiding. They were all shouting that Dao had fallen into the water and drowned. The deaths of 10 people in the village wasn't a small matter, so the curious villagers kept running over to see what was going on. Zhao Ping watched from the side and said coldly, "This little bastard will definitely die today." Zhao Ping's voice wasn't loud, so Zhao Yun didn't hear it. If she heard Zhao Ping say that, Zhao Yun would definitely go up and slap her a few times. As for Dao, although Zhao Ping was her aunt, Zhao Ping didn't think much of it. She didn't think that Dao was her family. Seeing Dao like this, as well as Zhao Yun's anxious appearance, he was somewhat gloating. Thinking that it must be God dealing with Zhao Yun and Zhao Yun this little bastard. Dao's words SSSS Zhao. How could her own sister's child say something like this? Did she have any compassion at all? Actually, when Dao fell into the water, Zhao Ping and Qin Yuan were at the side, but they didn't help Dao. Firstly, it was because Zhao Ping didn't want to, and secondly, Qin Yuan himself was a little scared. He wasn't very good at swimming. What if he lost his life before reaching Dao? After a while, he saw Lu Lei come over. With a splash, he jumped into the river and rescued Dao. But when Lu Lei came over, Dao had been struggling in the water for a while and had eaten a lot of water in his stomach. By the time he was picked up, Dao had already fainted and was unconscious. Qin Yuan looked at such a pitiful child and suddenly felt a little guilty. If he had jumped in time, he might have saved Dao's life. But it was too late to think about this now. Qin Yuan snorted at Zhao Ping. It said that women are the most vicious. Zhao Ping, how can you be so cruel to your sister's son? Chapter 935. In order to salvage her image in Qin Yuan's heart, Zhao Ping stuttered and hurriedly explained, "Yuan Gij, it's not what you think. I'm telling the truth. You don't know, but Dao is Zhao Yun's little bastard with another man," Qin Yuan said coldly. "If I remember correctly, Dao is the heir apparent's child." "What little bastard? Aren't you afraid that the heir apparent will come back and cut your tongue?" The more Qin Yuan thought about it, the more he despised Zhao Ping. She was ugly, stupid, and vicious. Most importantly, she didn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. She was just like a retard. Compared to Zhao Xinhui, Zhao Ping couldn't even compare to Zhao Xinhui's finger. Zhao Yun exerted all her strength to apply pressure on Dao's chest. Lu Lei stood nervously at the side, wanting to see if Dao could be saved. He was naturally looking forward to it, but Dao's situation was really uncertain. The surrounding villagers all felt that Dao couldn't be saved. Looking at Dao's complexion, they knew that he had choked on a lot of water. Previously, the other children in the village were in the same situation as Dao, but that child couldn't be saved in the end. Old Zhao's family also rushed over after hearing the news. Zhao Yun was extremely anxious, but she forced herself to calm down. She couldn't be anxious. If she was anxious, there might really be no way to save Dao. Zhao Yun worked for a while. Finally, Dao coughed violently and spat out all the water in his stomach. Seeing that Daodu was slowly waking up, Zhao Yun's heart finally settled down. Daodu, are you okay? Daodu? Zhao Yun asked anxiously. Mother. Daodu is fine, he's just a little uncomfortable. Daodu said as he coughed violently. It's good that you're fine. Zhao Yun touched Daodu's little face. Because of fear, her hands were still trembling non-stop. Mother. Daodu thought that he wouldn't be able to see you again. Daodu's little body was trembling in Zhao Yun's arms. It looked like Daodu was also scared. Zhao Yun patted Daodu and comforted him. Daodu, don't be afraid. Mother is here. How can you not see mother's mother? Woo-woo. Daodu choked with sobs. It looked like Daodu was scared out of his wits. Lu Lei said from the side, take Daodu back. Give him a change of clothes and let him have a good rest. Zhao Yun agreed. The weather wasn't very hot yet, and people who fell into the water were still cold. She had to make some ginger soup later to warm up Lu Lei and Daodu's bodies. Zhao Yun was about to carry Daodu back when Lu Lei stepped forward and said, Yun, let me do it. Daodu's body is wet now. If you carry him, you'll probably get wet too. Anyway, I'm soaked, so it's fine if I carry him. Zhao Yun didn't refuse and allowed Lu Lei to carry Daodu back. The surrounding villagers were stunned. They thought that Daodu couldn't be saved, but they didn't expect Zhao Yun to be so capable to save Daodu. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, who would believe it? He's already choked like that, but she still saved him. Isn't that right? So many people fell into the water and couldn't be saved. That's right, that's right. Normal people can't save him. Chapter 936. It's normal that he can't be seduced. After all, Daodu is the son of the heir. He's different from ordinary people. The son of the heir is the most common person in the family. He's not an ordinary person. Even the king of hell wouldn't dare to seduce a little heir. How magical. Daodu is blessed by the heavens. The villagers chattered and talked about it, making it sound like it was a miracle. Zhao Yun didn't have such thoughts. Hearing the villagers' discussion, she hurriedly returned to her house with Lu Lei. After Lu Lei put Daodu down, Zhao Yun hurriedly changed Daodu's clothes. She couldn't let Daodu catch a cold. Brother Lei, thank you so much for today. If it weren't for you, Daodu would probably really. Zhao Yun didn't dare to finish her sentence. By the time she rushed over, it would definitely be too late. Lu Lei smiled and said, Yun, you don't have to be so polite with me. I just happened to pass by. Speaking of which, Daodu's luck is still good. Brother Lei, go back and change your clothes first. Don't catch a cold too. I'll send the ginger soup over to you later. Lu Lei waved his hand, no need, Yun, There's no need to trouble yourself. Zhao Yun insisted, Brother Lei, it's only right. Don't say that there's no need. You're soaked in so much water. You must be cold. It's better to drink some ginger soup. It can warm your body. At least you won't catch a cold. After all, Lu Lei's body was so wet because he was saving Daodu. If Lu Lei was sick, she would definitely feel bad. Seeing Zhao Yun's insistence, Lu Lei could only nod. All right then. Yun, I'll go back and change my clothes first. Zhao Yun nodded. Zhao Yun went to the kitchen and cooked some ginger soup. She hurriedly sent it over to Daodu. Daodu was curled up in his bed, trembling violently. Come, Daodu, have some ginger soup. Zhao Yun called out. Daodu came over obediently. Okay, mother. Daodu held the bowl and drank carefully. Zhao Yun warned Daodu not to go to the river to play in the future. If such a thing happened, he might not be so lucky next time. When Daodu heard that Zhao Yuner would not be able to go to the river to play in the future, his expression became a little desolate. Zhao Yuner stroked Daodu's head. Mother can find something better for you. Daodu looked up at Zhao Yuner. Mother, is that true? Of course it's true. Why would I lie to you? When he heard Zhao Yuner's words, a smile appeared on Daodu's little face. After a while, Liang Jinxiao rushed over and asked about Daodu's situation. After confirming that Daodu was fine, Liang Jinxiao was relieved. When he heard the news about Daodu, Liang Jinxiao was also frightened. When he rushed to the pond, Daodu and Zhao Yuner were nowhere to be seen. Only then did he know that Daodu and Zhao Yuner were back. At this time, Mulan and San Er also came over. Mulan, San Er just told me that when Daodu fell into the water, your sister Pinger and your future brother-in-law were next to him. San Er asked them to save him, but they ignored him. When Mulan heard San Er tell her about this, she was simply stunned. So she immediately rushed over and told Zhao Yuner about this matter. When Zhao Yuner heard this, her eyes also sank. When Daodu fell into the water, my sister Pinger and my future brother-in-law were next to him. Zhao Yuner confirmed with San Er. Chapter 937. San Er was also very angry. She looked indignant. Zhao Yuner's brows immediately furrowed. This Xiao Ping, did she still have any humanity left? Daodu was at least related to her by blood. How could he be so heartless as to stand by and do nothing? There was also that Qin Yuan. Zhao Pinger didn't know how to swim, so there was no need to mention that. He was a man. How could he not save her? Zhao Yuner almost vomited blood because of these two weirdos. How could there be such people? Yuner. Liang Jinxiao frowned and looked at Zhao Yuner. She knew that Zhao Yuner must be very angry now. Not to mention Zhao Yuner, even she was very angry. I'll settle the score with them later. Zhao Yuner said coldly. Zhao Yun thanked San Er. San Er, thank you for telling me about this. Also, thank you for informing me. San Er smiled shyly. Aunt Yun, you're welcome. Zhao Yuner asked Liang Jinxiao to help take care of Daodu while she prepared to deliver the ginger soup to Lu Lei. She could not wait for the ginger soup to turn cold before drinking it. By then, it would not have any effect. When Zhao Yuner arrived at Lu Lei's house with the ginger soup, she saw the figure of a girl busying herself. She washed Lu Lei's clothes and put them on a bamboo pole to dry. This girl was none other than Xiao Hong. Seeing Xiao Hong's back, Zhao Yuner could not help but frown. Why was this woman so attentive to strolling around Lu Lei's house? She did not know how to avoid arousing suspicion. Or perhaps she did not even think about it. After all, she was thinking about Lu Lei. If gossip spread, it would be more beneficial to her. Then she could find an excuse to marry Lu Lei. Lu Lei changed his clothes and walked out of the house. Seeing Xiao Hong's busy figure, she said, "Sorry to trouble you." Xiao Hong smiled shyly and said, "It's okay, brother Lazy. Why are you being so polite with me? The clothes are done. Do you want to leave first?" Lu Lei asked carefully. This was because he knew that Zhao Yuner was coming over to give him the ginger soup. If Xiao Hong continued to stay here, she would inevitably be seen by Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner might misunderstand something. Hearing Lu Lei's sudden words, Xiao Hong thought that Lu Lei despised her, so she looked at Lu Lei sadly. "Brother Lu. Why are you in such a hurry to chase me away?" "No, nothing. I just feel that it's not good for you to stay in my house for too long," Lu Lei replied, but he felt a little guilty. "Big brother Lu. Haven't I been coming here all this time? You didn't say that before. Why did you suddenly say that?" Lu Lei suddenly did not know what to say. He could not tell Xiao Hong that he was afraid that Zhao Yuner would misunderstand. Although it was not the first time that Zhao Yuner had misunderstood, it was indeed not good for her to misunderstand again. Lu Lei frowned and hesitated for a moment before saying, "Xiaohong, you're a girl. It's inevitable that people will misunderstand you if you keep coming here. When people start gossiping, it's your reputation that's bad. If we're not together, I can't possibly hold you back." Xiaohong's eyes darkened when she heard that. "But Big Brother Lu. People are already talking about us. Big Brother Lu. All this time, I thought you had accepted me. Why are you still like this now?" Xiaohong's tone sounded a little aggrieved, as if she was complaining about Lu Lei. Chapter 938. Lu Lei was stunned. He didn't expect Xiaohong to say that. Wasn't he unable to reject her previously? Xiaohong had clung to him so passionately that he was too embarrassed to reject her. In addition, Lu Lei couldn't bear to be too cold to her after what Xiaohong had said to him previously. He didn't expect Xiaohong to be the one who didn't make her attitude clear from the start. "Brother Lei, everyone in the village thinks that I'm your woman. If you don't want me, who knows how they'll laugh at me?" Xiaohong said bitterly. It had to be said that Xiaohong's acting skills were very good. When she pretended to be so pitiful, it really made one's heart ache. When Lu Lei heard Xiaohong's words, he naturally had to take responsibility if Xiaohong's reputation was affected. "Xiaohong. I haven't decided if I want to marry you, Brother Lu, we're not young anymore. If we drag this on, I'm afraid the villagers will laugh at me." Xiaohong looked at Lu Lei pleadingly after she finished speaking. Lu Lei didn't know how to respond. Xiaohong, Zhao Yun, saw Lu Lei's expression and guessed that he probably didn't want to. This Xiaohong was really interesting, it was the first time she saw such a shameless woman. Zhao Yun couldn't stand it anymore. She walked over and said sarcastically to Xiaohong, "I've seen people throw themselves at him, but this is the first time I've seen someone throw themselves at him like you." Xiaohong didn't expect Zhao Yun to suddenly come over. Thinking that Zhao Yun heard what she said just now, Xiaohong felt embarrassed and angry. You always come over so eagerly because you want others to talk about you and Lu Lei. This way, Lu Lei won't be able to stand the villagers' gossip, so he'll take responsibility for you. Xiaohong, you're really good at scheming. No wonder you don't mind coming over to him every day." Zhao Yun exposed her mercilessly. Xiaohong's face turned red from Zhao Yun's words. "You." Xiaohong gritted her teeth and glared at Zhao Yun fiercely. This B***tch actually said that about her. This was too much. "Yuner." Lu Lei didn't expect Zhao Yuner to suddenly come over, so he called out softly. Seeing the tension between Zhao Yuner and Xiaohong, Lu Lei frowned worriedly. What should I do now? He did not want any conflict between Zhao Yuner and Xiaohong. After all, it was because of her. People need face, trees need bark. "Xiaohong, aren't you afraid that others will laugh at you for doing this?" Zhao Yun continued to ridicule. "What right do you have to say that about me?" Xiaohong asked angrily. Zhao Yuner shrugged. "No reason. I just couldn't help but say it when I saw how despicable some people were. You, Brother Lei, this is ginger soup. Drink it quickly. Don't catch a cold." Zhao Yun handed the ginger soup to Lu Lei after scolding Xiaohong. "Okay." Lu Lei took it and thanked her. Xiaohong saw that Lu Lei's gaze was much gentler when he looked at Zhao Yuner than when he looked at her. Jealousy rose in her heart. Chapter 939. Zhao Yun's expression darkened even more when she heard that. When had she ever refused to let go of her tears? She had clearly told Lu Lei a long time ago that her heart was not with him, and she had never stopped Lu Lei from dating other girls. But it was obvious that Lu Lei had no feelings for Xiaohong. It was Xiaohong's fault for trying to get close to Lu Lei. Ha, Xiaohong, why don't you ask brother Lu if I'm keeping him? Lu Lei hurriedly said, Xiaohong, don't say that about Yun, She never said that she wanted to be with me. It's just my wishful thinking. When Xiaohong heard that, her eyes revealed a lot of bitterness. Why was it like this? She had been taking care of Lu Lei for so long, but he was still thinking about another woman in his heart. And this woman was Zhao Yun, Zhao Yun sighed and reminded Lu Lei, Brother Lei, look carefully. If you really don't want to be with her, then avoid her when you should. If you want to be with her, just pretend that I didn't say anything. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she turned around and said to Xiaohong, let me give you a piece of advice. A man's heart is not with you. Even if you use some special method to keep him by your side, he still doesn't love you. With that, Zhao Yun turned and left. Looking at Xiaohong, this *tch made her feel terrible. Looking at Zhao Yun's arrogant back as she left, Xiaohong gritted her teeth in hatred. Zhao Yun, this *tch. She didn't believe that she couldn't snatch Lu Lei to her side through her method. Zhao Yun, don't underestimate her. Lu Lei listened to Zhao Yun's words. He looked in the direction that Zhao Yun left, and then looked at Xiaohong. Xiaohong, why don't you not come here in the future before I think it through? I will consider you, but I'm not sure. To protect your reputation, it's better that you don't come here for the time being. These words sounded rather sarcastic to Xiaohong's ears. Ha! Big brother Lu. I'm afraid it's too late for you to say that. Do I still have a reputation? It's gone, right? I reckon that other than you, no one else will marry me. After Xiaohong finished speaking, she wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and ran off, feeling aggrieved. Lu Lei's heart suddenly ached, and endless guilt emerged in his heart. At the end of the day, he was responsible. It was because his attitude had not been clear that he had given Xiaohong the wrong impression. However, the current situation seemed to be irreparable. Zhao Yun returned home and checked on Daodu. With proper recuperation, Daodu should be fine. Zhao Yun was going to settle accounts with Zhao Ping'er and Qin Yuan. These two heartless things should at least be caught and scolded a few times. At this moment, Zhao Ping'er and Qin Yuan strolled over to old Zhao's land. Looking at Qin Yuan's busy back view, Zhao Ping'er sat on a rock at the side, cupping her face as she watched. The more she looked, the more she felt that Qin Yuan was exceptionally good-looking even when he was working. Big brother Yuan is indeed a natural beauty. Zhao Ping'er was infatuated as she watched Qin Yuan's figure. Qin Yuan was unbearably tired at this moment because Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were ordering him to work. Even if he wanted to slack off, he did not have the opportunity to do so. Chapter 940. Huff, huff. Qin Yuan took a few deep breaths. Just as he was about to sit down and rest after moving the stones, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui shouted at him again. Qin Yuan, hurry up and pile up the stones. Do we still have to pile them up after moving them here? Qin Yuan asked. Of course. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Just do as I tell you to. Qin Yuan pursed his lips, feeling aggrieved. Oh, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were really not afraid of exhausting him to death. Even if he could do such tiring work at home, he had to go to Zhao Ping'er's house to suffer. The more he thought about it, the angrier Qin Yuan became. He blamed everything on Zhao Ping'er. When he turned around, he saw Zhao Ping'er holding her ugly face and looking at him in a daze. Qin Yuan felt nauseous and quickly looked away. Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui mocked Qin Yuan when they saw him working. You little rascal, you can't even use your strength when working. That's right. You're eating for nothing. You're so big, but you're useless. You're better off working in Tianan. I really don't know what eldest sister and brother-in-law are thinking. He's poor, but he doesn't have any skills. Are we going to rely on him to eat in the future? Ha, isn't that the case? Since Xiao Wenhua was not around, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui started to whisper to each other. However, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui's whispers still reached Qin Yuan's ears. Qin Yuan clenched his fists tightly when he heard this. But this was too much. Was he that lousy? Today, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui said that he was lousy. He was more than enough to match that ugly woman, Zhao Ping. Did they not know what Zhao Ping was like? Did they think that just because the third branch had some money, Zhao Ping would be able to get married? Qin Yuan suddenly smashed the stone on the ground. I quit. In any case, he would be nagged when he was working, so it was better for him to just rest at the side. Qin Yuan clapped his hands and turned to leave. Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui started nagging again when they saw that Qin Yuan had suddenly stopped working. This brat, seriously. He's even throwing a tantrum. You're actually not working anymore. We pay so much every day, how can we not work? Liang Jinshun turned to Zhao Wenhua and said, "Brother-in-law, look at your future son-in-law. He's slacking off again." Hearing Liang Jinshun's complaint, Zhao Wenhua sighed. "Uncle Yuner, forget it. Let him rest and talk to Pinger." "Brother-in-law, how can we do that?" "Sigh, he's just a child. Don't take it to heart." "Brother-in-law, you are really magnanimous. If my future son-in-law was like this, I would definitely scold him. Since he's here to work, how can he slack off?" Zhao Ping heard Liang Jinshun's complaints and said angrily to Liang Jinshun, "Uncle, big brother Yuan has already been busy for a while. Can't you let him rest?" "Seriously. Pinger, you really know how to protect this future husband of yours. You even know how to feel sorry for him." Liang Jinshun's words had a hint of mockery. An unmarried lady who did not know how to be shy all day long. She had not even married yet, and her life was already revolving around this man. Chapter 941. Liang Jinshun glanced at the beads of sweat on Qin Yuan's forehead and couldn't help but laugh. "I say, Ping, lass, what's this little bit of sweat? Can't you see that we're all drenched? Our backs are all sweaty." Liang Jinhui also replied from the side, "Yeah, Ping, lass, who isn't tired from working? Our backs are all drenched, and we didn't even get to rest. He's just sweating a little. Look at how distressed you are. Isn't that right? If everyone is like this, then they should just stop working." That's right, that's right." When Zhao Ping heard that, she had an impulse to kill someone. Her eldest uncle and second uncle were really too much. How could they be like this? Weren't they clearly accusing Qin Yuan of slacking off? The more Zhao Ping thought about it, the angrier she got. Weren't her eldest uncle and second uncle deliberately picking on her? Zhao Ping glanced at Qin Yuan and realized that his expression was very uncomfortable. It looked like he was angry. Big brother Yuan. Zhao Ping was afraid that Qin Yuan had been wronged. Zhao Wenhua sighed and said to Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui, "Forget it. He's just a child. I didn't expect him to do much work anyway. You guys don't have to say any more." Only then did Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui stop nagging. Zhao Wenhua didn't want to say anything more about Qin Yuan and let him be. Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan with heartache. She immediately took out her handkerchief and prepared to wipe the sweat on Qin Yuan's forehead. However, she was rejected by Qin Yuan in disdain. "No need. Big brother Yuan, it's better to wipe the sweat." Qin Yuan looked at Qin Yuan with heartache. Qin Yuan frowned and said to Zhao Ping, "I'll do it myself." "Okay then." Zhao Ping sighed. She was a little sad that Qin Yuan had given her the cold shoulder. At this moment, Muhin happened to pass by with a kettle in his hand. This kettle was newly bought. When Mu Hin passed by old Zhao's land, he hid far away, fearing that he would bump into Zhao Tianan and Zhao Ping. She had suffered a loss for nothing once, and she did not want to suffer a second time. When Zhao Tianan saw Mu Hin coming over, he wanted to apologize to Mu Hin, but he saw Mu Hin hiding far away as if he was avoiding the plague. Mu Hin's footsteps were very fast. He lowered his head, looking nervous and cautious. Seeing this, Zhao Tianan could only sigh. He would wait for an opportunity to apologize to Mu Hin later on. Zhao Ping was not in the mood to care about Mu Hin this time because Qin Yuan was beside her. When Mu Hin brought the water over, she saw that Zhu Eru was tired and covered in sweat. She could not help but feel sorry for him. "Brother-in-law, why don't I help you?" Mu Hin asked. If she helped, although she could not do much heavy work, she could at least help Zhu Eru a little. Zhu Eru smiled and shook his head. He said to Mu Hin, "Silly girl, this work is done by men. It doesn't make sense for a girl to do it. Just go back and help your sister." Mu Hin hesitated for a while. When she saw that Zhu Eru's back was soaked, she sighed and said, "Okay then, brother-in-law. Why don't you take a rest first? I brought you some water. Drink some." Zhu Eru thought for a while, nodded, and put down the shovel in his hand. "Okay, let's sit aside and drink some water." "Okay." As they spoke, the two of them sat down on a rock at the side. Zhu Eru took a deep breath. Chapter 942. It was just that it would cost money to find a bricklayer. Zhu Eru was now saving money where he could. Most of the things that he could solve alone would be solved by himself. If there was something that he couldn't solve, then there was really no other way. He wasn't afraid of being tired. Although it was a little slow to work alone, after all, he could save a lot of money. Unlike Zhao Yun's family, they called a lot of people to help as soon as they started work. At this time, a beautiful figure came from not far away. This person was Ma Xiaofeng. After her mother said those words yesterday, Ma Xiaofeng was afraid that Zhao Tianan would give up on her after hearing it. After all, she intended to be with Zhao Tianan in her heart. Not to mention that Zhao Tianan was very honest and good-looking, the most important thing was that his family was well off. After Zhao Yun's house was built, she could almost marry over. Then she would live in a big, very comfortable brick house, much more comfortable than her family's adobe house. Before, when she was at odds with Zhao Tianan and angry with Zhao Tianan, she was just angry with Zhao Tianan. She didn't let him get too close to other girls, lest he be bewitched. In the end, it was just a tactic of hers. For men, you couldn't be too enthusiastic. It would make him feel that it was only you. Sometimes, when you threw a tantrum, it made men anxious. After forgiving them again, they would cherish you more. This kind of indifference was the best way to capture a man's heart. Ma Xiaofeng saw through it. Since her mother said those words, Zhao Tianan would definitely be discouraged. At this time, she had to come over to Zhao Tianan and talk to Zhao Tianan again, so that Zhao Tianan wouldn't give up on her easily. Zhao Tianan was an honest person. If she coaxed him well, Zhao Tianan would probably be willing to take out the money. No matter what, she had to hold on to Zhao Tianan. If he could find Zhao Tianan now, he could only go to Zhao Yun's land. He couldn't go to Zhao Yun's house. When Ma Xiaofeng came over, Zhao Ping saw her. She smiled and called out to Ma Xiaofeng, "Xiaofeng, you're here. Are you looking for my brother Tianan?" Ma Xiaofeng nodded shyly. Zhao Ping replied with a look of understanding. Seeing her brother and Ma Xiaofeng together, Zhao Ping was very happy. Therefore, as his elder sister, she would definitely try her best to matchmake them if she could. Zhao Ping called out to Zhao Tianan. "Tianan, come here quickly. Xiao Feng is here to see you." Zhao Tianan heard Zhao Ping calling out to him, and also heard that Ma Xiaofeng was looking for him. His entire body stiffened. He didn't know if he should go and look for Ma Xiaofeng. After all, he liked Ma Xiaofeng. Knowing that Ma Xiaofeng came to look for him, he naturally couldn't wait to see Ma Xiaofeng. If it was in the past, he would have immediately put down the work at hand and rushed over. Now, he was considering it. If he went over, he would probably have an unbreakable and messy relationship with Ma Xiaofeng. However, he couldn't take out the 50 taels of silver. Too much contact with Ma Xiaofeng would only delay Ma Xiaofeng. After this dilemma, Zhao Tianan finally decided to forget about it and not go over. Thus, he said to Zhao Ping, eldest sister, I still have work to do. Zhao Ping, was a little disappointed. What work? Xiaofeng is here. Why aren't you taking a look? Don't regret it when Xiaofeng leaves. Chapter 943. What he meant was that Zhao Ping shouldn't rush him, and Zhao Tianan shouldn't delay his work just to see Ma Xiaofeng. When Zhao Wenhua spoke, Zhao Ping pouted in complaint but didn't say anything. Zhao Tianan followed Zhao Wenhua and responded, Sis, Dad is right. I'd better get to work first. Ma Xiaofeng smiled and said considerately to Zhao Ping, Sister Ping, it's okay. Let Tianan work first. I'm not in a hurry. I'll just wait for him here. Ma Xiaofeng's words were very considerate of Zhao Tianan. When Zhao Tianan heard this, he opened his mouth to say that Ma Xiaofeng didn't need to pay attention to him and could go back by herself. Unfortunately, he couldn't bring himself to say this. After thinking about it, he decided to forget it. He would work a little more. When Ma Xiaofeng waited for a long time, she would naturally go back by herself. Zhao Ping smiled and responded, Okay then. Xiaofeng, we can have a chat. After saying that, Zhao Ping said to Zhao Tianan, Tianan, did you see that? Xiaofeng is so nice to you. Hurry up and get to work. Don't let her wait for too long. Zhao Tianan responded faintly. He was a little restless. Zhao Ping intimately pulled Ma Xiaofeng to the side to sit down and chattered non-stop. Ma Xiaofeng was a little annoyed by Zhao Ping's chatter and scolded Zhao Ping for being an idiot. She wasn't in the mood to listen to Zhao Ping. Ma Xiaofeng's gaze fell on Mu Hin, who wasn't far away. She was wondering why Zhao Tianan didn't like to talk to her today. Besides what her mother said, was it also related to Mu Hin? If that was the case, would Zhao Tianan fall in love with someone else? Ma Xiaofeng knew that a man's heart was the easiest to change. Although Zhao Tianan used to like her, Mu Hin wasn't bad after all. He was quite good-looking, even prettier than her. Now that Mu Hin brought water over from time to time, she had the opportunity to hang out with Zhao Tianan. Therefore, Mu Hin was still a little dangerous for Ma Xiaofeng. Perhaps Zhao Tianan would fall in love with Mu Hin after seeing her every day. Zhao Ping saw that Ma Xiaofeng ignored her when she spoke, so she followed Ma Xiaofeng's gaze to Mu Hin. At this time, Mu Hin and Zhu Eru sat opposite each other. He poured a glass of cold water for Zhu Eru, and Zhu Eru drank it in one gulp. After drinking a lot of water in one gulp, Zhu Eru felt a lot more comfortable. He worked hard and sweated a lot, so he needed to constantly replenish his body with water. Looking at the beads of sweat on Zhu Eru's forehead, Mu Hin took out a handkerchief and wiped it for Zhu Eru. Brother-in-law, wipe your sweat. You should rest for a while more. You're sweating too much. Okay. Zhao Eru answered without hesitation and smiled at Mu Hin. This scene just happened to fall into Zhao Pinger's eyes. When Zhao Pinger saw this, she couldn't help but mock and ridicule, this be asterisk tch. She really is a be asterisk tch. How could there be such a person? Seducing others is one thing, but look at her. She actually seduced her own brother-in-law. Ma Xiaofeng's eyes lit up. Ping, don't talk nonsense. She might not be seducing her brother-in-law. Maybe she just feels sorry for him. On the surface, Ma Xiaofeng was defending Mu Hin, but it made Zhao Ping more certain that Mu Hin was seducing Zhu Eru. Chapter 944. After that, Zhao Ping's eyes fell on Mu Hin again. It's her older sister who feels sorry for her brother-in-law. Look, she acted so intimately in front of so many people. She's so shameless. Her older sister didn't see it. If she did, she'd be furious. We can't have such a person in our village. No, I have to talk to other people in the village and see if she still has the face to walk around in the village. Thinking that Mu Hin would be scolded if the gossip spread, Zhao Ping felt satisfied. Ma Xiaofeng frowned and asked, Ping, I don't think it's a good idea. After all, we don't have any evidence. What if they come to our door? How can we explain it to them? Zhao Ping snorted again. Xiaofeng, what evidence do you need? We saw it with our own eyes, didn't we? Do you think we've wronged her? But, Xiaofeng, don't say, but. I'll talk to them. If they come to cause trouble later, I'll take the responsibility. Anyway, we have to let people know the real face of this bitch and let Tianan see it clearly. Zhao Ping said angrily. Ma Xiaofeng's eyes flashed with a hint of schadenfreude. Ma Xiaofeng knew that Zhao Ping wouldn't be able to do anything good, but her ability to stir up trouble and spread rumors was not to be underestimated. She wanted to see how miserable Mu Hin would be when the time came. Gossip was a terrible thing. Sometimes, these hurtful rumors were even worse than a fight. Ping, fine. I don't want to get involved in this kind of thing. I don't want Tianan to think it was my idea, Ma Xiaofeng said in a low voice. Zhao Ping patted Ma Xiaofeng's shoulder and said to Ma Xiaofeng, Xiaofeng, what are you thinking about? Of course, it wasn't your idea. I was the one who did it. Sure, Ma Xiaofeng said, then turned to look at Zhao Tianan. Why didn't Zhao Tianan have any intention of resting after working for so long? She was a little anxious from waiting, and her heart was faintly worried. Was Zhao Tianan doing this on purpose and deliberately ignoring her? Ouch! Qin Yuan called out softly. Zhao Ping hurriedly asked, Big brother Yuan, what's wrong with you? Qin Yuan frowned and said, my back hurts. Ah. Waist pain. Zhao Ping immediately panicked. Big brother Yuan, what do we do then? Was he injured? Let me show you. Saying that, Zhao Ping wanted to lift up Qin Yuan's clothes to see what was wrong with Qin Yuan's waist. Qin Yuan shouted loudly, Zhao Ping, what are you doing? Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan pitifully and said, Big brother Yuan, I'm just here to see how your waist is. Qin Yuan felt that he was about to die from anger because of Zhao Ping, Why are you lifting up my clothes? Zhao Ping met Qin Yuan's fierce eyes and felt a little scared. Big brother Yuan, if I don't lift up your clothes, how can I see what's wrong with your waist? Qin Yuan felt that there was a mouthful of blood in his chest, and he almost spat it out. Zhao Ping, you idiot, he really couldn't stand it anymore. Zhao Ping, my waist was just sprained when I was working. What can you see from it? Besides, you're a girl. Don't you think that you're a little too shameless? How can you lift up a man's clothes in public? Chapter 945. Brother Yuan, I'm just concerned about you. Qin Yuan glared at Zhao Ping, Concerned about me? Is this how you should be concerned about me? Aren't you afraid of being laughed at by others? Zhao Ping, you're really interesting. Zhao Ping was scolded by Qin Yuan and didn't even dare to breathe loudly. She could only put on an aggrieved face. Brother Yuan, please don't be angry. I won't dare to do it again. Isn't this enough? Qin Yuan looked at Zhao Ping with disgust. He was too lazy to say another word to Zhao Ping. This stupid woman, it's useless to say another word. Brother Yuan, can I help you rub it? It'll be much better if I rub it a little. Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan again and suggested. Qin Yuan was unwilling to let Zhao Ping touch him. He felt uncomfortable just by touching her. It's okay. I'm fine. Zhao Yun curled her lips and could only nod. Well. All right then. Brother Yuan, you can rub it by yourself. You don't have to do any work later. My father is really too much. You just came here and he already made you do heavy work. Seeing Zhao Ping's distressed expression, Ma Xiaofeng thought that Zhao Ping was really a weirdo. She didn't know why Zhao Ping would treat such a useless man like him as a treasure. He had only done a little work, but he was already exhausted. If he had to do more work, it would be even worse. She reckoned that after he got married, he wouldn't be able to do that kind of work in the future. Okay. Qin Yuan answered indifferently. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't have to come, he wouldn't have come to help. It was his mother who encouraged him to come. In addition, he could eat some delicious food at Zhao Yun's house. That was why Qin Yuan agreed. At this time, Zhao Yun'er walked over from afar with a sullen face. Ma Xiaofeng was a little nervous when she saw Zhao Yun'er. She ran over at this time. In Zhao Yun'er's opinion, she must be seducing her brother. Zhao Yun'er saw Zhao Ping, Qin Yuan, and Ma Xiaofeng from afar. Although there was a hint of disgust in Zhao Yun'er's eyes when she saw Ma Xiaofeng, Zhao Yun'er wasn't in the mood to bicker with Ma Xiaofeng. This time, he came over to ask if Zhao Ping and Qin Yuan still had any conscience. Seeing Zhao Yun'er walk over, Zhao Ping and Qin Yuan inexplicably felt a little guilty. They felt that Zhao Ping was here to cause trouble for them. Sure enough, Zhao Yun'er stepped forward, walked in front of Zhao Ping and gave her a slap. Only a slap sound was heard. Everyone present was stunned for a moment. Then, they realized that Zhao Ping had been slapped. They saw that there was a clear red palm print on Zhao Ping's face. Zhao Ping also felt the burning pain on her face. Zhao Ping was stunned for a few seconds before she realized that she had been slapped. Zhao Ping stared at Zhao Yun'er angrily and said, Zhao Yun'er, why did you slap me? After saying that, Zhao Ping wanted to rush over and teach Zhao Yun'er a lesson. She couldn't let Zhao Yun'er slap her face for nothing, right? However, before Zhao Ping could touch Zhao Yun'er, she was pushed back by Zhao Yun'er. The corner of Zhao Yun'er's mouth evoked a cold smile. Why did I hit you? Why do you think? Are you crazy? How would I know? Chapter 946. Zhao Wenhuo was alerted by Zhao Yun'er's noise, so he walked towards Zhao Yun'er. What's going on? Ping, you must have done something to upset Yun, right? Zhao Wenhuo was obviously siding with Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Ping felt even more uncomfortable after hearing that. How could her father do that? He was completely siding with Zhao Yun'er. She was wronged, but Zhao Wenhuo was siding with Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Ping looked at Zhao Wenhuo angrily. Dad, you're too much. It was Zhao Yun who ran to me and hit me. What could I do? Look at my face. Why are you still siding with Zhao Yun'er? Dad, I'm your daughter too. How can you be so biased? Zhao Ping's face was really swollen, so she couldn't speak clearly. Zhao Wenhuo felt a little embarrassed after hearing Zhao Ping's words. He cleared his throat and asked Zhao Yun'er, what happened? What did Ping do? Zhao Yun'er snorted. Dad, why don't you ask her what she did with me, her future brother-in-law? Qin Yuan noticed that Zhao Yun'er was talking about him, so he turned to look at Zhao Yun'er. He didn't do anything, but precisely because he didn't do anything, Zhao Yun'er was angry. Qin Yuan thought for a while. He guessed that Zhao Yun was talking about Dao Du falling into the water. Did something happen to your son? Qin Yuan asked carefully. Zhao Yun's eyes glinted coldly. Oh, you do know. Zhao Wenhua was even more confused. What on earth was going on? Why couldn't she figure it out? Yun, can you tell me what happened? What happened to Dao Du? Zhao Yun patiently recounted the matter once more. Zhao Wenhua was furious after hearing it. He knew that if Lu Lei hadn't come to save Dao Du would have been in big trouble. His daughter and son-in-law were standing by the river when Dao Du fell into it, but they didn't do anything. It was no wonder that Zhao Yun would be angry. Zhao Ping retorted indignantly. Zhao Yun, that's your son, not mine. Why should Brother Yuan and I save him? Seriously, so what if I don't save him? What right do you have to hit me? Zhao Yun saw that Zhao Ping was still stubborn. It seemed that she hadn't taught her enough lessons. Zhao Yun slapped Zhao Ping again. This time, blood flowed out of Zhao Ping's mouth. Zhao Ping cried out in pain. Qin Yuan was so frightened that he shuddered. Zhao Yun was too fierce, wasn't she? What if Zhao Yun taught him a lesson? It was all Zhao Ping's fault. If he had fallen into the water to save Dao Du, not only would Zhao Yun not come to find trouble with him, but she would also be grateful to him. Qin Yuan regretted it a little when he thought about it. Zhao Ping cried and tugged at the corner of Zhao Wenhua's shirt. Father, look at Zhao Yun, She's too much. Father, you can't let Zhao Yun bully me like this. Father, help me. Chapter 947. Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said indignantly, that little bastard's life is tough. Isn't he fine now? After Zhao Ping finished speaking, Zhao Wenhua also gave Zhao Ping a tight slap. You little girl, you really don't change. How can you even say something like that? You're really too disappointing. After being lectured by Zhao Wenhua, Zhao Ping was so angry that she directly sat on the ground and cried. As she cried, her two legs could not help but kick here and there. Ah, you all bullied me. You are all bad people. Qin Yuan looked at Zhao Ping on the ground as if he was looking at an idiot. God! Who could tell him if he could not be together with this crazy woman, Zhao Ping? Now you know how to cry. Zhao Ping, let me tell you, today is Dao Du's lucky day. If something had happened to Dao Du, your ending would definitely be worse than today. After being threatened by Zhao Yun like this, Zhao Ping was very scared in her heart. Zhao Yun's fierce gaze was telling people that she would definitely do what she said. She could not beat Zhao Yun, and her parents were protecting Zhao Yun, and this loss could only be swallowed back into her stomach. After Zhao Yun finished lecturing her, her gaze fell on Qin Yuan again. Qin Yuan was really guilty when Zhao Yun looked at him like this. Qin Yuan hurriedly avoided her gaze and evaded her gaze. Zhao Ping guessed that Zhao Yun was definitely going to cause trouble for Qin Yuan, so she said to Zhao Yun, what are you doing? What does this have to do with Brother Yuan? Brother Yuan doesn't know how to swim. Zhao Ping looked like she was afraid that Zhao Yun would do something to harm Qin Yuan. Zhao Yun saw that Zhao Ping was really protective of Qin Yuan. This woman was probably only this sincere towards Qin Yuan. Don't know how to swim. Zhao Yun's lips curled up as if she did not quite believe it. Zhao Ping glared at Zhao Yun and replied, Brother Yuan just doesn't know how to swim. So what? Zhao Yun's sarcastic voice laughed. Don't know how to swim. If a man doesn't know how to swim, then I can only say that he is really a piece of trash. After Zhao Yun's words, Qin Yuan's face and his ears turned red. After all, who would want to be called a piece of a man's a piece? Zhao Ping directly gnashed her teeth in anger. Zhao Yun, this little bitch, bullied her, but now she actually bullied her man. She even called her man a piece of trash. Wasn't she indirectly scolding her? She was a person who could only marry a piece of trash. Zhao Yun, you've crossed the line. Don't bully people here. Zhao Yun, snorted coldly. So what? I'm telling the truth. Which man doesn't know how to swim? Tell me, if he isn't a piece of trash, what is he? Zhao Ping, did not know how to refute Zhao Yun, for a moment. The men in this era indeed knew how to swim. If Qin Yuan did not know how to swim, he would inevitably be called a piece of trash. Qin Yuan really could not stand it anymore. After Qin Yuan's face darkened, he said to Zhao Yun, I know how to swim. I'm not a piece of trash. After Qin Yuan finished speaking, Zhao Wenhua sighed. Yuan, since you know how to swim, why didn't you save Daodu when he fell into the water? Facing Zhao Wenhua's questioning gaze, Qin Yuan lowered his head. Uncle, it's not that I didn't want to save him. It was Ping who stopped me. Chapter 948. Qin Yuan wasn't trying to put the blame on Zhao Ping, but it was the truth. Hearing that, Zhao Wenhua's face changed. She felt that her eldest daughter was really unreasonable. How could she do that? If she really didn't do anything, it wouldn't have been a big deal. However, when Qin Yuan was about to help, Zhao Ping, suddenly came to stop them. Zhao Wenhua didn't know how to express her disappointment. How could there be a woman as vicious as Zhao Ping? Unreasonable, simply too unreasonable. Zhao Yun, stared at Zhao Ping, coldly. Ping, you're really something. Ping, don't you think that you've crossed the line? Daodu is your biological nephew. How could you be so cruel to him? Everything we eat and drink is earned by Yun, Don't you know how to be grateful? Zhao Yun, stared at Zhao Ping, Maybe the food is eaten by a dog? No, you can't insult a dog. A dog knows how to be grateful. Does he know that? Zhao Ping, I know that I can't punish you. After all, murder is illegal. Just wait and see. You'll suffer in the future. Zhao Yun, sneered, then strode away. Looking at Zhao Ping, stupid face, she felt a little annoyed. Of course, Zhao Yun's words were not just for show. After a while, Zhao Ping would know what it meant to live a life worse than death. Zhao Ping was scared by Zhao Yun's look before she left. She couldn't help but tremble. Who are you trying to scare? I'm not scared. Although Zhao Ping said that firmly, she was actually worried in her heart. That woman, Zhao Yun, is still too dangerous, too terrifying. What if he really hardened his heart and made a move against her? Zhao Wenhua looked at Zhao Ping, in disappointment. He flung his sleeves and said, I can't be bothered with you anymore. After speaking, Zhao Yunlong no longer paid attention to Zhao Pinger. He turned around and continued to work. Qin Yuan looked at Zhao Ping, with disdain. It was all because of this idiot. If it weren't for her, he wouldn't have been implicated today and wouldn't have been criticized. Big brother Yuan, I'm in so much pain. Help me up. Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan pitifully. Qin Yuan snorted. Zhao Ping, you asked for it. You vicious woman. After that, Qin Yuan also turned around and left. He didn't want to talk to Zhao Ping at all. Seeing that even Qin Yuan was angry at her, Zhao Ping pouted. It's all because of that bitch, Zhao Ping, Ma Xiaofeng glanced at Zhao Ping, who was on the ground. She also thought that Zhao Ping, was a weirdo. She was really stupid. Zhao Yun had a prince behind her, but she didn't try to please Zhao Yun, Instead, she liked to offend Zhao Yun, It was definitely right to say that there was something wrong with her brain. Originally, She was hoping that Zhao Ping would say a few good words about her in front of Zhao Yun. Now, it seemed that it was already good that Zhao Ping didn't implicate her. Ma Xiaofeng couldn't comment on Zhao Ping. After all, she still had to maintain her relationship with Zhao Ping on the surface. However, she was still thinking about whether she should be close to Zhao Ping in the future. What if because she was together with Zhao Ping, she implicated Zhao Yun and hated her? She probably wouldn't have the chance to take advantage of Zhao Yun in the future. Wu, Xiaofeng, I'm in so much pain. Can you give me a hand? Wu, it's really painful. Chapter 949. Zhao Ping was a little heavy, so Ma Xiaofeng had a hard time pulling her up. When she finally pulled Zhao Ping up, she almost fell down. This idiot was getting fatter and fatter. She didn't know if it was because the food in the third branch was too good, but Zhao Ping had become fat. The truth was similar to what Ma Xiaofeng thought. Compared to before, Zhao Ping had gained about 20 kilograms. In the past, old Zhao's family couldn't afford to eat good food even if they wanted to. Not to mention eating oily food, it was already very difficult to eat white rice and oily food for every meal. Under such conditions, although Zhao Ping liked to eat, there was no nutrition at all, so she naturally couldn't gain weight. Now, old Zhao's family basically had meat for every meal, and the oily food was heavier. In addition, Zhao Ping ate hard every day, so she was the first to eat any good food. In this way, over time, Zhao Yun's weight directly increased by a lot. Therefore, Zhao Yun's weight now was 20 kilograms heavier than before. There was an extra layer of flesh on his body, but it was not too obvious. The main thing was his face. After being slapped by Zhao Yun, it was directly swollen. Coupled with the original birthmark on Zhao Ping's face, Ma Xiaofeng now only felt that Zhao Ping was a pig's head. Not to mention that men would be afraid of such an appearance, even she, a woman, couldn't accept it. Ma Xiaofeng suddenly felt that Qin Yuan was not only a man, but a very courageous man. How could he not be a man if he dared to marry such a woman? After being pulled up, Zhao Ping looked at Ma Xiaofeng gratefully and said, Xiaofeng, you're the best. You're ignoring me, only you care about me. Ma Xiaofeng's mouth twitched. If she could ignore Zhao Ping, she also didn't want to talk to Zhao Ping. This idiot was really too annoying. Ma Xiaofeng couldn't express these thoughts in her heart. Instead, she pulled the corners of her mouth and said to Zhao Ping, Sister Ping, what are you talking about? We're good friends, how can I ignore you? Zhao Ping was touched when she heard this. Xiaofeng, that's why I said you're the best. Ma Xiaofeng smiled guiltily. She didn't know what she was thinking, so she felt guilty when Zhao Ping praised her like this. Ping, I think you should go back and have a good rest. Your face is seriously injured. You'd better go to see a doctor. Zhao Ping touched her face. It was swollen and painful now. Zhao Yun, that bitch, must have used all her strength. She hit her so hard. Xiaofeng, is it serious? Ma Xiaofeng nodded seriously. Of course it is. Ping, you're about to get married. If your face is still like this before you get married, you won't look good when you get married. What if your husband dislikes you? Zhao Ping rolled her eyes and listened to Ma Xiaofeng's words. Thinking about it, she felt that Ma Xiaofeng's words were quite reasonable. Xiaofeng, I'd better go to see a doctor. Ma Xiaofeng nodded. Chapter 950. Ma Xiaofeng was now only concerned about Zhao Tianan, so that she could say a few words to Zhao Tianan. How could she be in the mood to pay attention to Zhao Ping? Ma Xiaofeng was silent for a moment, not knowing how to refuse. At this time, Ma Xiaofeng looked at her pitifully again. Xiaofeng, I'm in so much pain. Zhao Yun, that bitch, is so ruthless. I feel like my butt is blooming. Ma Xiaofeng's mouth kept twitching. Zhao Ping came to beg her shamelessly, so she really couldn't refuse. Looking in the direction of Zhao Tianan, Ma Xiaofeng bit her lower lip. Hey, okay, Sister Ping, then I'll send you back. Ma Xiaofeng said. She was extremely reluctant. After all, if she sent Zhao Ping, away, she wouldn't be able to wait for Zhao Tianan. Zhao Ping, looked at Ma Xiaofeng happily. Xiaofeng, I know you're the best. You'll send me back. Ma Xiaofeng couldn't help rolling her eyes in her heart. It was really interesting. She just didn't want to send her back. Could it work? It was obvious that it couldn't. Ma Xiaofeng found that she didn't have much patience for Zhao Ping, She just wanted Zhao Ping, this idiot, to stop bothering her in the future. It was simply too annoying. Before Ma Xiaofeng left, she glanced at Zhao Tianan again, and there was a touch of sadness between her eyebrows. Let's go. Don't talk about this, Sister Ping, Zhao Ping nodded heavily. Watching Ma Xiaofeng send Zhao Ping, away, Zhao Tianan took a deep look at their backs and then withdrew his gaze. Zhao Tianan let out a sigh of relief. After Ma Xiaofeng left, Zhao Tianan felt his body relax a lot. At this time, Mu Hin was just about to go back. When she passed by Zhao Yun's land, Zhao Tianan hurriedly caught up with her. Mu Hin. Mu Hin knew it was Zhao Tianan. But now she couldn't avoid Zhao Tianan. It wasn't because she didn't want to talk to Zhao Tianan, but now she was afraid of Zhao Ping, What if Zhao Ping made trouble for her again? So after Zhao Tianan called Mu Hin lowered her head and didn't want to respond. Instead, she continued to walk forward. Zhao Tianan suddenly became anxious and hurriedly continued to catch up. She rushed directly in front of Zhao Tianan and blocked Mu Hin. Mu Hin didn't know that Zhao Tianan was in front of her, so she still lowered her head and continued to walk. But she didn't expect that she would directly bump into Zhao Tianan's arms. Hiss. Mu Hin's head hit Zhao Tianan's chin. Both of them gasped at the same time. Mu Hin raised her head and met Zhao Tianan's eyes. She was stunned. Then her ears began to turn red. She looked shy. Zhao Tianan and Mu Hin were very close to each other. He could clearly see the pores on Mu Hin's face. It was also the first time that he had been so close to a girl. His face couldn't help burning. Zhao Tianan was so nervous that he didn't know what to say. What's wrong with you? Mu Hin asked weakly. Her heart was twisted, and she was unusually nervous. I have something to tell you. Zhao Tianan stammered and finally said. Mu Hin lowered her head and didn't dare to continue to look at Zhao Tianan. If you have something to say it quickly. If your sister sees it, she'll make trouble for me later. Mu Hin urged with some complaints and grievances. Chapter 951. Zhao Tianan said in a low voice, "That's why I'm here to talk to you. My sister went too far with what she said before, so I'm here to apologize to you. You, don't take my sister's words to heart. I'll compensate you for the kettle that my sister broke." Mu Hin was a little nervous when he spoke. In fact, he was more worried that Mu Hin would make a fuss about it, and it was true that his sister had gone too far. Mu Hin shook his head. You don't have to compensate me, and you don't have to apologize. It's none of your business. But, we'd better keep a distance. Your sister is too scary. What if she catches me and beats me and scolds me again? What should I do? Zhao Tianan was a little anxious. He didn't know what to say either. I'll try my best to protect you in the future. I won't let my sister bully you. Mu Hin's body stiffened for a moment, then he said, "Thank you. You're a good person. I'll leave now." Mu Hin still didn't want to have anything to do with Xiao Tianan, so he hurriedly ran away. Looking at Mu Hin's back as he left, Xiao Tianan felt a sense of loss in his heart. After Zhao Yun went back, she spent the rest of her time with Daodu, in case something happened to Daodu. Zhao Yun thought for a while. In the future, she wouldn't let Daodu stay by her side, and she wouldn't let Daodu do this or that. It wasn't the root of the problem, and it wasn't a solution. Only when Daodu learned how to do it would he be able to solve the problem by himself when he encountered danger. Zhao Yun thought for a while, then finally said, "Daodu, I'll teach you how to swim in the future, okay?" Daodu nodded excitedly and replied, "Okay, mother, Daodu wants to learn how to swim. This way, Daodu won't be afraid of falling into the water." Zhao Yun patted Daodu's head. "Of course. Once you learn how to swim, you won't have to worry about falling into the water." "Mom, Daodu is so scared today. What if Daodu can't see you again?" With that, Daodu burrowed into Zhao Yun's arms again. After all, he was still a 3-year-old child. This time, he was indeed quite frightened. Zhao Yun patted Daodu's back and said to Daodu, "That won't happen. Daodu is blessed by God. Such a thing will never happen again. N. By the way, mother, when will father come back?" "In a few days." "Why? Does Daodu miss father?" Daodu nodded. "N. He's only been gone for a day. But Daodu misses father." A smile appeared on Zhao Yun's face. Suddenly, Zhao Yun thought of a question. She couldn't help but ask Daodu, "Daodu, if father and mother can't be together in the future, do you want to be with father or mother?" Zhao Yun knew that it was a little cruel for a child to ask this question. However, this was a situation that could happen in the future. Zhao Yun saw that Daodu was very attached to Mu Yanfeng now. She was afraid that his attachment to Mu Yanfeng might surpass her, his mother. Daodu frowned and seemed to be very conflicted. "Mom, Daodu likes mom and dad, and I love dad. Daodu even wants to be with father. Mother, don't you want to be with father in the future?" Speaking of this, Daodu's little brows were knitted together. He looked worried and sad. Zhao Yun sighed slightly and said to Daodu, "No, mother is just saying what if." "What if, Daodu, what will you choose?" Chapter 952. After thinking for a while, he finally said to Zhao Yun, "Mother, if you can't be with father, then Daodu will definitely choose you. Daodu likes mother the most, Daodu doesn't want to leave mother." After saying that, Daodu intimately hugged Zhao Yun's neck. When Zhao Yun heard Daodu's words, she felt a burst of sweetness in her heart, sighing that she really didn't raise this son for nothing. Sure enough, he was closer to her. "Okay, Daodu, go to bed early," Zhao Yun called out. "N. Daodu obediently got into bed. Zhao Yun took the opportunity to lie down beside Daodu. The mother and son fell asleep together, and soon fell asleep. In the middle of the night, Zhao Yun heard someone knocking on her door again. Her sharp hearing made Zhao Yun suddenly wake up. Zhao Yun's eyebrows were knitted together, and her face was full of vigilance. It was so late, who would come to her house, it definitely wasn't a good thing. Zhao Yun was a woman, and she wasn't sure who she could deal with. If it was an ordinary person like Zhu Sanlu, it would be fine, but she was afraid that it was someone powerful. Because Mu Yanfeng had been attacked twice, Zhao Yun knew that there were many dangerous people in the dark watching Mu Yanfeng. Could it be because of this, after Mu Yanfeng left, someone came to find trouble with her? If it was those martial arts masters, Zhao Yun felt that she definitely wouldn't be able to deal with them. Her mediocre martial arts could only deal with ordinary people. Standing in front of those who were really skilled in martial arts, she definitely didn't have the strength to truss a chicken. Zhao Yun held the dagger that Mu Yanfeng gave her in her hand. As long as someone came in, she would definitely stab it. Who is it? Zhao Yun asked outside the door. It's me, Yi Li. A weak but familiar man's voice came from outside. Zhao Yun was startled. She never thought that it would be Yi Li. This man really came to find her. Zhao Yun hurriedly opened the door, and saw a figure fall in. Then Yi Li lay on the ground as if she was unconscious. Did this man come to her house with his last breath? A fishy smell also entered Zhao Yun's nostrils. It was bloody. It seemed that Yi Li was injured. However, the smell of blood after all, the smell was. Zhao Yun hurriedly lit the candle. After the room was bright, Zhao Yun saw the scene in the room and Yi Li's situation clearly. There were a few wounds on Yi Li's body before, but she treated them simply with dou sha. In the past 2 days, he must have been running around in order to escape from being caught, so his wounds became more serious. His face was abnormally pale, which was the appearance of someone who had lost his blood. Seeing this, Zhao Yun frowned more deeply. How did he become like this? Zhao Yun thought that since Yi Li's kung fu was so good, he should be able to keep himself safe. She didn't expect that he would become like this. It was really terrible. Zhao Yun squatted in front of Yi Li, and put her finger under Yi Li's nose to feel his breath. She found that his breath was very weak. If she didn't treat the wounds on Yi Li's body properly, something worse might happen to Yi Li. If he couldn't even save his life, no, she couldn't let this man die. After all, they were friends. You're tuning into the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.